Hello. Tim once again kind of threw me a little bit because he went 3, 2, 1. Are you ready? And I was like, but it's all good. We're here. Hello and welcome to the Natural Havoc channel, where we are a group of Twitch streamers that do streamy things, and we also play D&D on this channel right here, Natural Havoc. We are playing the 5th edition system, and we have a load of homebrew rules thrown in. So if there's a few things that you're like, what? Then just message us in the Discord because we'll explain it all. It's all good. There's a few homebrew rules. I'm a little hyper because it's Friday, and Friday's a good day. What else was I going to say? We're not new to D&D anymore, so, we're going to make mistakes, but please do be patient, because I'm sure we'll figure it out eventually. I think that's it. Let's go around the room. Tim, take it away.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Welcome on in. I am Tim, and I'll be playing Arcturus again, which I'm looking forward to it, and I'm really looking forward to see what's going to happen at the ball. So, yeah, don't miss out, and thank you guys for being here.
Awesome, and Mr. Socials himself, take it away.
Hello everybody, I'm Eagle. I play the rogue Loxodon. Make sure you go follow the Twitter and the Instagram, as well as subscribe to YouTube, where we post all the previous sessions from before.
Awesome, and to the other half of the socials, Miss Socials, take it away.
Hi, I'm Jane, Smitty Jane. I don't know, why was that weird? And I play a mage, Elf Druid Barbarian. Was that all? Half Elf Druid? Yes, I think so. Make sure you follow them socials. And don't forget, we also have a Discord where you can talk to us. !Discord, I think, in the chat. You can join.
Yes, one of those things. Make sure to follow it, then you can ask us questions. You can see recaps when VODs go live and all that. And the person that makes the VODs happen, take it away.
Yeah, I'm Agent Zeb. I upload VODs to the YouTubes, and you can check them out every week on Wednesdays. I play Erhard, the wild magic sorcerer who is kind of weird sometimes, and gets in people's business. So let's see what happens tonight.
Awesome, and then you're like, the VODs were great, but, I need a slight refresher. I need a recap. The queen of recaps, take it away.
Hello, my name is Lan. I write recaps since, I don't know, a couple of weeks, I guess. Which is cool, which is great. I play Shion, and Shion be freaking dancing tonight, baby. Let's go. Looking forward to today, guys. Super hyped.
Awesome, and then the person that plays trees, grass, cows, dogs, cats, rats, peoples, whatever they want to talk to, the floorboards, that's me. I'm the DM, the Onion Soup. Yeah, I do all the DMing stuff. And I forgot to give the title to Tim, which was the Tech Wizard, of course, but I call you the Tech Wizard every time.
I do Tech Wizard stuff.
He does all the techie stuff. We all have roles. Yes, so yeah, we do that. We do those cool things. Thank you guys for being here. All the social stuff. I'm really not with it today. Cool. Yes, let's get into the recap. I don't think we have any announcements. No? No, I think we're good. Cool. So, our session began with Arcturus having a dream. He saw his life flashing before his eyes, and soon found himself speaking with Malakesh once again. He was impressed with Arcturus' progress, and Shion and himself were close to finding this orb, which Malakesh has requested from them. However, to be released from their shackles, Malakesh throws a slight information bomb on Arcturus, informing him that the person that brings the orb to Malakesh will have paid off their debts. However, only the one that brings the orb to him directly. Arcturus gains a few new powers from the... we'll call him, otherworldly being, for now. Otherworldly being Malakesh, for finding the orb and being on the right track of collecting it. And then that night, he awoke in a cold sweat in the middle of the room on the floor after being poofed out of his amulet. As the party got their things together and started to slowly wake up, they went around collecting their dresses, doing some shopping, one of which they went to the magic shop to find that Mortimer had, in fact, gone on a little errand outside of town because of a recently deceased assistant of his, which the party may or may not have bumped into or met or killed. But yes, Mortimer was out of town and could no longer carry out their requests, but his assistant was able to sell them the items that they required. Shion and Arcturus decided to return early, as Shion decided she wanted a private little word of Arcturus about some poison that she may or may not have made for potentially coming in handy at a ball, for maybe poisoning a certain member of the royal lordness of Sardonus called Taff, maybe? We'll see. So they had a little conversation, and Arcturus informed Shion that the plan was to put all the weapons and the poison into the necklace at the end of that day, while the rest of the party went on a little stroll around the city. The party went around talking about circuses, talking about creatures in cages, and talking about busting them out. After being rudely interrupted by some local tradeswoman trying to sell her crockery, the party moved on, and eventually they all arrived back in the tavern. A few little things happened. Andros gave his weapons over to the Silver Strings, and the party began giving their items to Arcturus and getting things ready for the ball the very next day. The evening and the morning went very uneventfully. And before everyone knew it, the party was standing right in front of the gates of the Alabaster Castle, waiting to be announced at the ball together with Yusuf. Their presence did spark some interest, but there were way more famous people out there, and they quickly disappeared into the crowds of the Alabaster Castle. Andros, who was not really used to these kinds of situations, stood with the Silver Strings and had some courage drinks provided by Lucky, as the rest of the party found themselves with an empty seat at their table, belonging to none other than the magic shop owner that they were visiting just earlier the previous day. The party sat through a 3-course meal, all the while hearing plenty of rumours and gossips and watching the rich and famous, until Kingsley Taff himself stood up from his seat and addressed the crowd. He wished everyone a pleasant evening and raised his glass, though a few people openly defied him, among them Yusuf and Gorelia. After the toast, it was time for dancing, and as people found themselves in the middle of the hall, preparing to dance as the Silver Strings began playing their songs, Andros decided to pluck up a bit of courage and go and speak with maybe a very famous woman from Craddock, Estelle Brimfire, a famous actress and fire genasi. He asked her for a dance, however, she was currently occupied, and Andros went back to the side of the room, feeling a little deflated. He was not the only one whose interactions were a bit stiff, as Arcturus tried to strike up a conversation with a young, blonde human woman by the name of Eloise, who happened to be Malachi's sister, who was sitting beside them. She told him that Arcturus would be better off leaving her alone, and that Taff would not be best pleased if he saw them dancing together. The Silver Strings continued to play, and most of the crowd began to dance. As Shion and Maeve shuffled towards the dance floor, the party was now in full swing, and that is where we're going to be picking up today's session. So, as the party find themselves at a party, we are going to go with... You know what? Let's start with Maeve and Shion. I think this would be a good one to start with, as the pair of you wander your way into the center of this huge crowd of people dancing. Shion, I would say straight away, you realize that the dancing here isn't that of a disco dance or a rave. It definitely seems to have some ballroom etiquette to it, and there does definitely seem to be someone leading and someone following while the dance is being put out in front of you, but there are a few people a little off to the sides that don't seem as enthusiastic as a ballroom dance, and are just kind of, you know, dad shuffling and a few other things on the side. But what do you guys do as you two walk into the dance floor?
Shion?
Yes?
I don't think I know how to dance like that.
It's okay, darling. Just follow my lead. And I just sort of grab her like a little bit awkwardly, but yeah, I guess we start dancing while simultaneously listening to conversations that are happening all around us.
Okay, so if you two are dancing, can I please have a performance check from both of you?
Can I not use my last one? Fuck.
So, as Shion, you begin to lead, taking Maeve's arm, and begin to dance. Maeve, you have some form of flashes of your childhood as you see all this around you, and remember some dances that maybe you witnessed as a very, very young child. And you just let your body flow with it, and apparently you're an excellent dancer. As Shion, you being blown away by Maeve taking the initiative within this dance and really going with it. The flurries and the twirls and all of that stuff that you do at a dance. Maeve really shocks you, and you lose yourself for a second. You manage to keep a moderate form of dance, but you're definitely shocked at seeing this, and it catches you off guard slightly. But yeah, the pair of you begin to dance in amongst a large group of people. And while this is happening, let's go over to Arcturus and Erhard. As the pair of you approach a table, do you take a seat beside these people?
Yeah, we take a seat, but before we do, we introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
So yeah. Good day, good evening.
Greetings.
Yeah. I hear you guys come from Arkanvale.
Yes. Sorry, introductions. I am Jagordi. I am the military and border patrol counselor of Arkanvale. And this is my wife. And yeah, he extends a hand to take yours, and he like looks at you as if to say, "And you are."
Yeah, I am Erhard Weiderstaff. You might have heard of me, but mainly probably you heard of our group. We are traveling together as the Iron Vortex. This is
Yes, I actually have, yes.
and this is my good friend Arcturus, who might just want to introduce himself because
The pleasure. By all means, take a seat. Yes, I'm sure we could have much to discuss.
thank you.
Thank you
And
for the
we
offer.
take a seat.
Yeah, you both take a seat. Well, it's a bit of a stiff place to be, what with Taft's reputation, but what brings the pair of you here? Friends of Taft, perhaps?
He had an invite from one of the guests around to accompany him to the ball. And that's the reason we are here.
Right, yes, I see you're sat with Yusuf. Good man.
Yeah. We came with him, and we've helped him before, and so we thought, why not accompany him? With his past with Taff as well, just to have some trusted people around.
Understandable. Wouldn't want another sword fight at another naming day, now would we?
Would prefer to avoid that kind
We
of.
heard
Yes.
the rumors about that, yes.
Yes, I was not there the last time round, but if I had have been, maybe things would have gone differently.
How come?
Well, let's just say I'm in Yusuf's corner.
All right.
Many things that Taff should and hasn't been doing as of late, and, well, that's partially the reason I'm here.
Oh, a friend of Yusuf is a friend of ours.
Pleasure. I'll drink to that. And he raises a glass on his table. And
Cool.
his wife also raises a glass, and they cheers each other and then cheers you guys if you raise yours, and they take a
Are
drink.
glasses? Yeah. That
Yeah,
we
I'd
can...
say you'd have brought yours over from
Yeah,
your,
we have
your own table.
glasses.
Yeah.
Of course we have.
Everyone's walking around with a glass.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
also toast to that. Yeah, couldn't have said it better.
So the Iron Vortex. Has Ruus said hello yet?
I don't believe so.
The Air Genasi, can I see her? Yes, over there. And he gestures towards the Air Genasi here, which is someone you recognize was sat on his table earlier.
Mhm.
Head of alliances and relations of Arkenvale. I'm sure she'll be wishing to speak with you all at some point. I believe you've probably met the spokesperson of the council in Arkenvale.
Yes, Mr.
Yes.
What's his name again?
His name, yes, it does elude me because such a unique Gibblebottom, I believe.
Gibblebottom.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the one. Yes,
the one who could not remember
Estefan.
our names. Yes.
He could not. The man is.
He mixed
The
them
man
up.
is a mess. His heart is in the right place, but yes, he's a bit of a scatterbrain. But yes,
Oh,
he
sure.
works for her. So if you took on a job before, it would have been on behalf of Arus.
Well, we did.
Oh, well, there you go then.
Might have heard messages of the stuff that happened at Arendtol.
Stuff's happened at Arendtol, has it?
Well,
Well, we've been there.
You travelled there
we have
and returned.
returned alive.
Yes, we
Well,
swooped
now
in.
this is interesting.
So,
What happened?
What do you want to know? Information is...
Well, you see, part of my reason for being here is because Taff himself is meant to protect the Boar's Run. The Boar's Run happens to inhabit Arendal. Therefore, it is his charge to look after it. He didn't. If you have done the deed and dealt with it, though, makes Taff look a little incompetent.
Yeah, it does seem like he didn't have very high interest so far.
I would be careful how loud we speak. And he gestures to the table beside you with the halfling and the elderly gentleman. One of Taff's advisors.
Surely. All in good.
And he
Good
smiles, and then he says, "But to fuck with Taff." And then he takes another drink.
And I will just also take a drink.
And the wife doesn't, and she kind of looks a little like... She's like giving him the eyes of like, shut up, like towards him. But you do notice that this is Jagodi, who is a half-orc gentleman with a darker brown complexion with two tusks protruding and like large-rimmed brass spectacles. Wearing a brown suit jacket, white shirt, and brown trousers with brown shoes. And he's just sat there. And he looks, I would say, of a stockier build. He's not a very slight man. He's quite stocky. He definitely fills his seat at the table. But yeah, as you guys are having that conversation, Andros, what are you up to?
I am standing. Probably at this point, I probably would have moved probably about here, closer to where the silver strings are, and then kind of like nearer so I can see more, hopefully, of like what's going on. And I'm just mostly standing there listening in, just doing what I was told my job was for the time being, is just standing here and listening out, listen to what is really going on.
Yeah, not a problem. As you do that, then, why don't we have Shion, Maeve, and Andros all roll perception checks, as all three of you are kind of listening out for things that you hear along the air. Okay, so we will do. I think it's under this one. It is. Okay, so all of you definitely succeed. So all three of you roll me a d60. 1d60. To see what extra information you get, just as you're perceiving. Okay, we will start with Andros. So Andros, as you're stood there just kind of like listening out and trying to perceive something, you hear from your left where these Goliath individuals are sat around this table, still eating and drinking just amongst themselves. You hear one of them as they say, Yarok used to run around with that savage group called the Shatteraxes. Before he murdered the chieftain and left the clan, that is. Turned to drink, and now does what he likes here. And again, I hear the Shatteraxes have been working with that crooked clasp. And that's the thing that you hear, Andros, just as you're passing by their table. Maeve, you got a 10. You got it, Shion. Awesome. You rolled a 10. I don't think we've had 10 either. You hear a woman as you're dancing, and she seems to be looking towards where you were originally sat, nearby that sort of vicinity. And you can hear her, and she's just going, oh no, he's here. Of course he is. Sigbert always attends these events. He doesn't care who gets hurt along the way, as long as he gets what he wants. Those poor women that he's mistreated over the years. And you hear that comment from one of the ladies dancing. And finally, Shion, 41. I'll just double check you haven't heard it. You have heard it. So we will go to 40. We'll go to 40 as you hear a gentleman just saying, is that Jareshi on the dance floor? My, he looks $1,000,000 tonight. Then again, wouldn't you if you were the treasurer for Taff? I bet he's been stealing money for years. And you just hear that as these two people are dancing and you pass them by. But Andros, what are you doing as you just perceive and hear this one rumor as you're kind of just sat there? Anything else?
Do I see Shion and
you definitely see them. I don't think you'd see Arcturus and Erhard as they're sat down kind of out the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to I'm gonna just stay there. I'm gonna just keep looking. I'm actually gonna start focusing in and see if I can see anyone maybe have their eyes on Shion and Maeve. Maybe if anyone's starting to watch them, or some wandering eyes to start staring at even like anyone from our group.
Roll me another perception check, but this time it's not for listening, it's for perceiving what you've just asked. 18, perfect. You see Maeve dancing, and she's having a great time. Shion is trying to keep up alongside her, but you can see Shion is just completely shocked. Like, she can't believe that Maeve is just taking this away and going wild on the dance floor. And you can see people around her are starting to notice that Maeve is potentially catching a few eyes of some people in the crowd.
Cool. All right, well, I'll just continue to hang around.
At that, we will cut back over to Maeve and Shion as this particular song comes to a crescendo, and the pair of you have finished your little dance routine. And yeah, a few people look in your direction. A couple of claps are heard as you two finish your dance.
You seem to enjoy this.
I didn't know that it was this easy. I mean, I was nervous, but I don't know what I was nervous about. It's just like floating through the forest.
Now, can you do this with anyone who is not me? Maybe if there's someone, I mean, you've attracted some people. Maybe try and do this with someone that you would like to speak to.
Who do you think I should speak to?
I don't know. I've heard these rumors about... I'm starting to whisper now. I've heard these rumors about someone stealing from Taft's treasure chest. And multiple other things. Maybe there is someone from your part of The world here? I mean, there's a lot of people here.
I know there's people here from New Haven, which is apparently towards where I'm from.
Maybe one of them was staring at you.
I don't know. I don't think I've seen them yet. Since I've been here, I don't even. Well, I saw them get introduced, but I haven't seen them since we've been in this area. I also don't know if that's the people we need to talk to, though.
So then,
I am whispering this, by the way.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a crowd. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're all good. You're all good.
I suspect we do not have much time left before the next song, so we can do another dance together and then maybe scout who our next target will be.
Can I have a perception? I don't know, like sort of eye at Shion as well to look around to see if anyone
Yeah,
is
I'll do
looking
the
like they
same.
want to dance with us.
I'll do the same.
Sure. Both roll me perception checks. As the pair of you start to look around and you see all these fabulously dressed and amazing looking people around you, you both do notice a halfling boy who was trying to dance with the two women near you earlier has totally locked eyes with you both now, and it's just like he's looking as if to be like, oh maybe. I would also state the elven girl that was nearby earlier as well has seen that you seem to be up for more dancing than her current partner that she's dancing with is. So she's definitely made some eyes towards you. And the one that was referred to as the treasurer is looking in your direction. That was Jareshi. Jareshi is this gentleman here. He's looking towards the pair of you as well.
Okay.
Anyone catches your eye?
I don't know any of these people.
Neither do I, but that's part of the fun.
I don't know if I dare ask anyone for a dance.
One. I'm kind of, because I kind of feel Maeve's predicament, but at the same time, she completely outclassed me just now, so I'm like, yeah, she's gonna be on her own now because she can very well handle herself. And I'm going to introduce myself to Mr. Jareshi.
Okay, so you just peel off.
And I wink at Maeve, by the way, while I do that. Like,
you like
come
wink.
on, you can do it.
Back away, twirl, and then you're just like in front of Jareshi as he was dancing with another individual earlier, but he like looks towards your direction. And yeah, as you twirl into and towards Jareshi looks at you and he says, "Ah, you were dancing with the young girl over there. The pair of you were quite delightful to watch. May I introduce myself? I am Jareshi, treasurer of Tav."
His treasurer? That explains explains the fine clothes you wear.
And I will give you a quick description of Jareshi now that you're like properly looking at him. You see that this man is roughly about 5'7", very tanned, dark eyes, dark hair. He's currently wearing a purple velvet-looking suit with a lilac shirt with golden buttons all across it, and his hair is jet black, slicked back, and then he has like a pencil mustache.
He's a human?
He is human, yeah.
Well,
And you are?
Excuse my manners. My name is Shion Loraniel, part of the Iron Vortex. I do not know if you're familiar with them.
I unfortunately do not know of that name, but would you care for a dance?
Lead the way, sir.
And he takes your hand and begins to walk on in. And as this happens, Maeve, what are you doing?
I just my gaze just sort of follows Shion's as I see her peel off, and I guess my eyes would lock with, I don't know if this is the elven woman here.
Yes, to your left.
Pale.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think logically I would just lock eyes with her after seeing where Shion goes and. Hi.
And she's like, hello. May I say that dance was beautiful?
Oh, thank you. I've never done that dance before.
What? Really? You seem so natural at it. My Toril here doesn't really care for dancing, and well, I was wondering maybe if you don't have a partner, we could maybe dance together.
Sure. I can't promise that it'll go as well as last time, but
That's okay. I'm Aramel.
Aramel,
Yeah,
nice to meet you.
Aramel Jador. I'm Nastasia's daughter of New Haven.
Oh, you're from. Oh, wow. Nice to meet you. My name is Maeve. I'm from near the Alanassan Forest.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
whereabouts?
pretty close. Uh, long story short, I moved away when I was very young. I haven't been back. And my parents, I haven't seen them for a while. I can't really remember what the place was called. It's a bit strange, I know.
Oh well, the Elaneston Forest is so large and yeah, it expands so many different areas. It could be confusing. What have you heard of New Haven at least?
I have actually only recently.
Oh.
I don't know if we're already dancing at this point, a little bit, but
Yeah, she's like going into the dance. The music's
Um,
just starting to pick up, and you two are just having a quick chat.
I'll pull out my handkerchief and show it to her.
Oh yes, I believe that's one of the Marriott's handkerchiefs from their hotels and their taverns.
Which is
So you
New
must have
Haven.
passed through. Yeah, New Haven. That's correct.
No, somebody gave it to me one time when I needed it, and I just kept hold of it.
Oh right. Well, yeah. Gustavo's just over there, and she gestures to the table to the south. And she's like, the one with Lady Brimfire, and my mother's the blonde elven lady.
Oh right. Yeah, I must go talk to them in a little while.
Yeah, well, the dance is starting, and she
Yes.
like takes your hand, and yeah, you go in, and you two both wish to dance.
Yeah.
That's what you're going for? Okay, cool. We'll come back to you in a second, just in case anyone else jumps on into the dance as well. Arcturus and Ahad, as you have this this conversation, what you do notice is a gentleman that you hadn't really placed before walks on over to the table beside you. And you see the halfling man look up towards him, and this human man, he walks up to this halfling gentleman. And I'll just scroll down to my 1,000 notes. And you just hear this altercation, between the two of them. And you can see that the halfling man and the human seem to be getting in some sort of disagreement. Roll me, both of you, perception checks as you are in this vicinity to see how much you actually hear. Okay, with an 11, you do catch it, but Arcturus, unfortunately, you don't quite hear what's going on. A little too distracted, maybe a few more drinks are had, or whatever. But you do hear that the nobleman is having a go at who appears to be Tomalin, the halfling, and you can just hear, if I catch you with eyes on my wife once more, I'll make sure that Taff hears about this, and this will be stopped. And at this, you see Tomalin stand up, and he like pushes his chair back and like straightens his jacket, and he clicks his fingers, and as he does, one of the Alabaster Knights walks over to the table, and Tomalin says, remove this man. Remove him from the ball, and make sure that he is punished. As the gentleman's like, he had his hands on my wife! And as he goes to say that, this Alabaster Knight, like, starts pushing the nobleman gentleman. And a few of you would hear that there is a commotion, as you also noticed Yarick, the hobgoblin, the captain of the Alabaster Knights, walks down the steps, walks on over, puts a hand on the shoulder of the nobleman, and just leads him outside. And then you don't see him again, as the three of them leave through this door here. Out the back. And yeah, they go outside, and then they vanish from view. And then the halfling man sits back down again. Terribly sorry about that. and then continues to drink his drink while discussing with this elderly gentleman.
All right. I just I guess lean into Arcturus for a bit, and then just kind of whisper, and it seems like we definitely need to be careful what we say. Mainly me.
Obviously.
Cause yeah, this just happened. Anyway, and I turn back to the conversation, and I kind of ask, like, anyway, yeah. So how do you think the elections are going? Who do you favor?
Well, the election process has all but finished. They will be counted, and then the vote will come in, and then us as a council will make a final verdict as to whether we think the correct person is in power. If there is a close tie, there will be a second election with just the two candidates that were evenly matched. But I would say that Gorelia, unfortunately, is in the lower standings of the three, should I say.
All right.
Oh, it's more about the other two contestants.
Henry has a lot of backing as he wishes to increase trade with our alliances and outsiders and reopen our borders to those that are willing. Whereas Sigbert wishes to continue productivity and resources in-house.
And who does the council favor?
It's split, as you can imagine. I am obviously a part of military and borders, and having more people coming through them makes my job a lot harder. We've had issues with Quirinesian smugglers in the past, and if the borders reopen, it could become an issue once again.
Veronesian smugglers, you say?
Indeed, Quirin obviously being the slave central that it is, used to use Orantis as a thoroughfare to take slaves from Kuvak and the Elenastan forests. And Karas used to be a port that many slaves were smuggled through. We're talking many years ago, before my time, but in the history books, it is there.
And have there been sightings of Quirinese people
Well,
in the last couple of years? Or months?
not so
maybe?
much. We get the odd one or two that pass through our lands. I believe you have one accompanying you.
She seems quite acquainted with us, yes.
Yes, well, if you ever wake up and she stood over you with a pair of handcuffs, don't come crying to me, I'm warning you.
Well, that would be a sight to see.
Especially you. What are you, if you don't mind me asking, Arcturus?
Well, as you may noticed, I am not from around here.
Very well, I
I-
can totally see that.
Kinda stand out about the rest, literally.
I thought at first that you might have been a Triton or a Sea Elf, but
Don't
your
flatter me
stature
that
and
much.
structure is a little different.
Yes, no need for flatterings. I'm a Vidalcan. I am
A what?
a Vidalcan.
I do not believe I've ever encountered such a thing.
Would seem that
Such a
would-
being, should I say.
Yeah, it would seem like. Let's keep it. I come from far away.
I understand. Well, like I said, it was a pleasure getting to know the pair of you. I do hope that the rest of this evening goes less eventful for you as it did for that poor sap. And he gestures to the door where the man was led out of.
And a bit louder than usual, I would say yes. That man was a bit rude.
He nods. He doesn't say anything, but he just nods knowingly.
I hope like to get the attention a tiny bit of the guy next to me.
You know what? Roll me a charisma check. Flat charisma. Yeah. As you say this, the halfling looks to you, nods, raises a glass, and then drinks. As he seems to acknowledge your words and sees that there's yeah, he's happy that someone is in acknowledgement of his decision. And yeah, the pair of you stand up. Where are you going now? Where are you heading to?
Right.
Well,
Any other contestants you want to speak?
Well, I don't know. I would be curious just to have maybe a bit of a look around the room. What's on the other side of the dance floor? Maybe even swing a leg, at some point. Well, if you want to join me.
Let me accompany you.
Sure.
So the pair of you want to make perception checks as you just try and perceive.
Yeah.
Okay, again, Arcturus a little distracted, but you do see that Shion is about to dance with a gentleman, a human man, and you do see Maeve is about to dance with a young elven girl, looks to be in her late teens, early 20s, and I would say, Ahad, you definitely now spot Ondros at the side of the room, just kind of perceiving into the dance floor and seeing what's going on. But as the pair of you do that, Ondros, what are you up to?
I will start to walk down this way, I guess.
Yeah?
Then yeah, and then I'll probably just get about here now and just stand there.
Okay. You're just watching?
Yep.
Okay, not a problem. Maeve and Shion, as the pair of you are dancing, please can I have another performance check as you go into the second dance? Okay. Maeve, a little flustered maybe perhaps because of the hearing of this is Anastasia's daughter that you're now dancing with, someone that you wanted to speak to from New Haven. The handkerchief belongs to Gustavo, and maybe the whole time you're just looking at the table to make sure that they're still there. And yeah, you're just a little bit distracted. Shion, on the other hand, you do dance with Jareshi. He definitely takes the lead throughout as much of it as you let him. And you both have a pleasant dance. Is there anything you wanted to do while the dancing was going on? Is there anything like you wanted to perceive or strike up conversation or anything like that? If not, we can skip ahead. It's not a problem.
No. It's like well, maybe I'll have a little bit of small talk, like. Just, I mean, he's obviously the treasurer, and pardon me, sir, I'm not from here, but this, I mean, I suppose treasurer here would be considered a very well-paying and very respectable occupation.
Of course it would, my dear Shion. I believe job such as this is very important, especially for a man such as important as Taff, and all of that money can't count itself now, can it?
So you alone, I mean, look at this wealth. And you are the only one responsible for counting the coppers here?
Well, the coppers...
I try to flatter him a little.
Yeah, and he just, he blushes slightly and he looks at you and he says, not the coppers, I make others do that work, but the gold, the platinum, yes. Yes, very well. Well, this has been an absolute pleasure, and I thank you for dancing with me, dear. As he lets go of your hand, and he kisses the hand as he steps back, and you see him go to blend into another conversation with a group of people. But before we cut to the end of that dance, Maeve, is there anything you wanted to do? Or say?
I guess I would just have asked, so, your parents are friends of Taff's?
Well, because New Haven borders the Arantis border, is close to the Arantis border. We do a lot of trade with Sardonis, being the closest city to New Haven that's possible outside of the Elenastron forests itself. So my mother is here to talk about trade coming in and out of Sardonis. But there have been apparently some trade wagons and such that have gone missing. So she's a little peeved as to why they have, and wants to know if Taff has any information on this.
Oh no! Did you hear about the sinkhole as well? By
There's
chance?
a sinkhole.
There was a sinkhole in Arental.
I don't know Arantis very well. You see, this is my first time in Sardonis itself.
Yeah, it's a bit further down south, and
Oh, is it near the
there
capital?
it's about 2 days travel from here, south
Yeah.
from here.
I know of Arkenvale. They talk about it all the time because the
Yeah.
Tri-Spires. They're pretty cool.
It's between Arkenvale and Sardonis, like kind of in the
Okay.
middle. Yeah, off to the side.
Yeah, so
a
not
little
far
bit.
from here then.
No, there was a sinkhole, and part of the town just went down, and
Maybe-
it was not nice.
Maybe that has to do with the reason as to why some of the traders have gone missing.
Perhaps, yeah. Some creepy like little lizards came crawling out, and they caused some issues there for a little while as well. I don't know if maybe some of them traveled further.
Oh, yeah, but maybe. I'll let my mother know though. Thank you so much for the dance. It was
Yeah.
it was really nice.
Yeah, sure, no problem. And if you want to catch up later, I'm happy to.
Okay, well I'll be sat with my mother over there if you want to come over.
I might,
she-
yes, thank you.
She runs on over to her mother. Yeah, she's like late teens, early 20s. She's a bit young, but yeah, she runs on over, and yeah, you are left on the dance floor, the pair of you, as you both now look around and see each other stood alone on the dance floor as you see the Silver Strings begin to prepare for their third song. Is there anything else you wanted to do, or are you leaving the dance floor? Are you staying on it? What's your plan?
I'd say I grab Maeve's hand. Like, and did you learn something?
That is Nastasia's. I whisper this.
Yeah.
This is Nastasia's daughter that I just danced with from New Haven, and they organized some trade between New Haven and Sardonis, but wagons have been going missing. Her mother's here to talk about it with Taff.
Well, that's a very interesting thing. I mean, if we continue on this road, talk to as many people as we possibly can, we might just piece together all the puzzles. And before long, all this ball will be talking about nothing but how amazing we were. But
Mm.
let's not cling together too much. And
No.
she sort of swells us. I sort of swell my skirts and like bow to Maeve. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna grab a drink or something somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. You both
and
peel off.
check the room while
Sure.
I'm doing so.
Yeah, not a problem.
I will move actually, but
Yeah. Where do you want to go?
I'm going to pretend like I'm not walking towards the family that we just spoke about. So I'm going
Yep.
to walk over to these two people.
Yep.
I don't know if music is playing already, but
Music.
yeah, have they started their news?
Oh, sorry. I was like music on Roll20. Like, wait, what? No, yes. They are literally just. You can see like Plucky is just like stretching a little bit, like cracking his neck, getting ready for the next song. Savras is just taking a sip of water before she begins to carry on playing. Serge is just like, you can see beside Serge is just a bottle of wine. And he's just very slyly, like, leaning over, just, like, taking a sip from the bottle and putting it back down. And then you can see Nashara is just readjusting her harp positioning as they're all getting ready to continue to play.
I'll just do what Shion just did, a little bow, but towards the two people in front of me now.
Yeah, and I'll give you a quick description of them while you do that. As you see before you a very slim, around about 5'3". You see. Wait, that's not the right person. Yeah, you see a very slim, 5'3", dark-skinned woman with dreadlocks into a high-top like ponytail, and they kind of like just drape down. And you can see she's wearing a white and blue dress, and she's got some silver-rimmed spectacles, and she's dancing with a dark-skinned lady with white hair bunched up into 2 buns on the side of her head, kind of like a Princess Leia type sort of style. And she's also in a similar bluish sort of dress, both quite tight-fitting, and they're just dancing together. And the one with the dreads turns to you, and she says, "Oh, hello there, dear. I am Arizola. And who are you?"
Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Maeve.
Oh, pleasure. Are you friends of Taff?
I never personally met Taff, no. We were hired here as guards. I'm actually part of the Iron Vortex.
Right, yes, I believe I heard your name upon entrance. You arrived with Yusuf?
Correct. Yes, we came along with Yusuf.
Well, I'm Arizola, as I said. I'm the head and chief researcher for Taff. I do a lot of the
Oh.
research for him and his direct plans and production and stuff like that.
Research like
Well,
plans or
In all sorts, preparations of stuff that he wishes for the town to develop, in case they wish for new technology to be brought into the town to help better it,
Oh,
that sort of thing.
that's so exciting. Anything new happening?
Well, there are a few projects, but unfortunately they are a little classified.
Oh, yeah, no, of course. I just got excited, you see.
No, I totally. So, are you into the arcane and technology per se?
More the arcane. Maybe
Right.
less. I'm learning though.
Oh, really? Well,
I'm learning.
well, that's fantastic. So what exciting things have you come across? If you're with Yusuf, you said the Iron Vortex.
Yes.
Right. Have you come across anything magical as of late?
Oh, well, you see, and I am wearing my circlet.
Okay. Yeah.
And I imagine because there's this red ambery stone in one of the areas of the circlet.
Yeah.
I just swoosh my hand in front of it, and the red firestone in there, or amulet, just trinkles a little bit of fire as I swoosh it past, and I just wink at her.
My, is that a magical artifact?
It's like a gemstone, but it's an arcane gemstone, I guess. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it serves me well.
That is rather magnificent. Would you mind I take a look at it?
I'm sure you can look at it from right where you are.
Oh, right. I don't
yeah,
need to,
yeah.
I don't need to touch it, but could I just maybe
Yeah.
inspect the stone? And she goes on her tiptoes a little bit because she's only
Yeah, I'll
5'3".
bend
She's quite short.
That's four.
Yeah. But she goes on her
Yeah.
tiptoes to get like a proper good look, and you can see that there's this like shine on her glasses, as they like shimmer a silvery sort of light. And she like takes a real close look at the stone. My word, this is something from the elemental plane of fire. Oh my.
Isn't it great?
That's fabulous. And she like gets back on like her normal feet. Normal her feet go
Height.
flat. Yes, normal height as she looks at you. She says, "I'm so sorry for the intrusion. I just get very excited with this sort of thing."
Sure, yeah. No, that's okay. Yeah, I'd love for you to. I know everything is classified, but I'm so intrigued. If you ever have anything that you could show me, that is so interesting.
Well, maybe we could talk a little more. Would you care to dance?
Yeah, sure. I look at her partner, who I guess was dancing with her before, and like,
her
wanna
partner's
join?
Her partner's like, no, sure. And like you see her partner like grab a drink, and she's like drinking while just enjoying the atmosphere. And yeah, she takes your hand, and you two begin to dance.
Okay.
We will cut over to Shion. As Shion, you twirled away into the crowd. Is there anyone you're eyeing up or particularly looking for at this point?
No, but well, not well. Obviously, I want to know if me dancing with what's his name earlier caught some attention. I do also kind of want to know where Sigbert is, but otherwise I just want to sort of, I don't know, I take it that my drink would be like over here or
Yeah,
over
yeah.
Lucy's table. So
as
I
you head
just
on,
want to slowly make myself very
Mhm.
peacocky visible, make my way to there to just grab a drink. And
roll me a flat charisma check as you peacock your way over to see if any more eyes flutter your direction. So just there you go. Yeah, 14. And as you strut towards your drink, heads do turn. You definitely get the sense that heads turn. You do hear, I would say, as you're walking on over, is that the Quirinesian? Like, as a few people seem to have maybe picked up on the accent or the way that you dress, the way that you look, and a few people are like talking, but there's definitely heads turning in a positive light.
do I know where from which direction?
I would say the tiefling gentleman here, he definitely mentions something, and you see this lady as well as the two gentlemen that she's dancing with. They also notice. And the way that they seem to be dancing is one of them dances with her, and then they twirl her into the other one, and then the other one continues the dance. So it's kind of like a half and half dance that they're doing with her. But they both seem accepting of it. It's like they're aware of some sort of agreement, prearranged agreement.
Okay, well, I'm gonna slowly, make my way there, grab a drink, and sort of move my way back over.
Yeah.
And, kind of with an open stance, like, okay, I'm here.
And before
anyone taking the bait?
Yeah, before anyone comes on over, I do have one question, which I should have asked before all of this. Where's Socks? He's on your shoulder while you're dancing and stuff?
Well,
Okay.
unless you told me otherwise, he's on my shoulder.
He can
He's,
be
I
on your
guess,
shoulder.
holding on to the hair,
Yep.
like.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, he's kind of just nestled into your neck, holding onto the hair with his little pink bow tie on. Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, and Shion, as you step to the side and look very invitingly towards the crowd, you do notice Sigbert is sat talking to a red-skinned tiefling who is also in some ceremonial armor, and you can see the pair of them talk. And the tiefling catches your eye, and he nudges Sigbert, and the pair of them look towards you as you're stood like on the side, looking open for invitation.
I bow to them.
Yeah, and they both raise a glass, and they then drink from it. And then the blue tiefling on the dance floor does approach you, and he says, hello there. I believe we haven't been introduced, but I do know of your name. I believe you are Shion, correct?
That is correct, sir. Where did you hear this? Has my name been fluttering around this courtroom already?
Well, I do happen to be close friends with Sigbert, and he may have mentioned your name once or twice in the recent days.
Very interesting. And I sort of like, I reach out, like, okay, come on, let's dance.
Yeah, and as soon as you do, he's like, oh, yes, and he like takes your hand, he's like, yeah, follow me. And yeah, he leads you onto the dance floor. As the pair of you go onto the dance floor again with two new partners.
Yeah. And I will ask his name and all.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
wait, let me grab it. Millions of people! He was sat on the table with Sigbert. This is Finnegan Swalsh.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's about 6'2", and he is wearing a white suit of ceremonial armor. He's looking a little older, and he is a blue tiefling with blue hair and white horns. Yeah, and he's got like a slight bit of like stubble growing, but you can see he clearly shaves it, but he's left a bit of ruggedness for the ball to make him look a little bit more macho. He definitely wants to keep his look, making him look very pristine, but wants to keep the ruggedness of a warrior. he takes your hand and dances with you. And as you two do that, Arcturus and Ahad, is there anything you two want to do now? Now that you've got up and you're surveying the room, you do see Andros the other side of the room, as well as you see Maeve and Shion dancing with new people.
Yeah.
And you also notice that Yarrick hasn't returned after a little while, and only Lena is stood beside Taff, as well as two of the guards that were there anyway.
Well, I as we turn away from the table, I kind of bow to our God, what do you call that? The people we had conversation with.
Table guests.
What?
Table guests.
Your companions for a while, yep.
Yes.
Compatriots.
And just say, yeah, thank you for the kind conversation, and yeah, we'll go around the room a bit and see who else we can meet.
Okay. Is there anyone in particular you're looking out
and
for?
I guess I was aiming to kind of head towards kind of this direction of the ballroom, maybe even towards the center stage. I don't know. Like I think in last episode I noticed this character.
You did, yes.
So yeah, kind of not beelining for it, but just kind of in the
heading in that direction.
towards
Not a
that,
problem.
since also the air genasi was mentioned. And yeah.
Yeah. And Arcturus, is there anything in particular that you're wanting to look out for, or wanting to do, or wanting to speak to?
Yes, I have my interest on the ones from the Tri-Spire.
You're going towards Eliash.
Yes, but not
Okay.
before I look in Andros' direction, because hey, I'm a tall guy, Andros is a tall guy, so
Yep.
we can look over the air, and I give him the wink, like, is everything okay?
Yeah, and as you wink towards Andros, you see Arcturus as you're just surveying the ground. You just see Andros wink at you.
I give a little wave.
Well, I guess everything seems alright, so.
Okay.
So yeah,
So-
I'll progress through the masses, and I'll head my way down there.
Yeah, so the pair of you start heading towards this right-hand side sort of area. Yeah, not a problem. I'll put you both in that direction.
Yeah.
And as you both go there, are you looking to dance, or are you just looking to talk?
Well, I guess we have entered the dance floor.
You certainly have, as everyone's
we're-
getting ready for the third
I guess
song.
I would be also doing a perception of like if there's anyone that looks like they would want to dance, or that they're without a partner right now.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Roll me a perception check. As soon as you walk onto the dance floor, you see the Tabaxi and the Fire Genasi woman. They like bow to one another, and the Tabaxi walks off towards somebody else, and then the Fire Genasi turns around and like just stumbles into you as the next dance, and she just looks at you and she's like, "Oh, I don't believe we've met. What's your name?"
Well, hello there, good lady. My name is Erhard Weidestaff. Yeah, I'm traveling the land with my friends.
Ah, well, pleasure to meet you. Erhard, my name is Havar Scorchstone. I'm one of the engineers of Novus. Yes, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Novus? What? I don't
Yes,
I don't
it's,
believe I've heard that before.
It's part of Doreen. It's just off the coast of Veritas. It is a what's the best way of putting it? You know of the Tri-Spires in Arantis?
Yes.
It's similar to the Tri-Spires, but we try to merge technology with magic. We try to infuse the arcane into technology. We're in the process of trying to build the world's first ever airship.
Oh, that seems very exciting.
Yes, it's very exciting, but it does have many technical difficulties, as one can imagine. Infusing such magics to hold aloft almost an entire boat is rather difficult.
I believe it would be. I mean, I've had my share of, let's say, experience with floating, but mainly only myself. So
Stuff like
yes.
levitate or fly, perhaps?
Yes, more levitating, not not as proficient of flying yet. No.
Well, there's always time. Would you care to dance, maybe?
Yes, it would be my pleasure.
She takes your hand, and the pair of you can walk off. And as Arcturus, you walk on over, and you like go to turn back to Erhard, and he's just gone. Like wanders off into the crowd. You're like, shit. Yeah. So,
Damn it.
yeah. What are you doing, Arcturus? As you now stood in the middle of the dance floor as the song's about to kick off, and you're just there like,
I will scoop over like one step. Are these people, by the way, standing here? Are they like facing each other or?
Yeah, so you see below you is an air genasi and a hobgoblin, and the pair of them were dancing, and they're just taking a breath. They're like laughing to one another, and you can see they seem very close, maybe on an intimate level, as one puts their arm on the other's arm, and they're just like laughing, and like they seem to be having a good time just dancing on the dance floor.
Don't want to disturb a good time together, so let me see. I see this person over here.
You do, yes. You see Eliash and her tiefling date that you saw in the tavern a few days ago. The pair of them have finished dancing, and the tiefling is just walking off to go and grab a drink by the looks of it, and she is stood alone. What I will say, straight away you notice, is that there are 2 Tri-Spire mages stood against the walls, and they are watching intently on Eliash.
Well, trying to be a bit of a distraction. I swoop over.
Yeah, and as you do, she turns around as the tiefling man seems to be just grabbing a refresher before the next dance, but you swoop in, and Eliash is a tall 5'10" elven woman, quite a slim build. You see that I'm just trying to grab her stuff. There it is. Yeah, you see that she is wearing a vermilion silk simple dress adorned with golden jewelry, bangles, earrings, and rings, with a crimson-coloured pendant with a golden chain, and she wears an off-the-shoulder sort of like shawl like around her arms, and you can see that her blonde hair is tied up into like a real messy bun with what looks to be like a black like stick pierced through it, just holding it all together. And as she turns to you, she like smiles and she says, "Oh, hello there. I don't believe we've met. Eliash Jorgenstead, head of the transmutation in the Tri-Spire, and leader of the Vermilion Valkyries. And who are you?"
My lady, well met. My name is Arcturus. I'm a scientist of my own.
Arcturus, part of the Iron Vortex, I believe?
That is absolutely correct.
Yes, I believe you returned some belongings to one of the other head mages of the Tri-Spires recently.
That is correct as well. Yes, we found a pretty important looking mirror.
Yes.
Which we have returned. Unfortunately, I asked for an audience. Unfortunately, but I can imagine the guy is too busy.
Yes, unfortunately, many of the times we have many meetings and certain people that we have to deal with. Luckily for you, you have caught me on a good day. Is there anything you wanted to ask me just before this song starts? Better yet, why don't you take this dance and tell me during it?
I was going to invite you, as I don't want to intrude on your date, so it seems. So if you don't mind.
By all means, he can wait.
I'll
and
bow
she grabs your hand. Yeah, she grabs your hand and the two of you saunter in. Andros, as you wave towards Arcturus and you just follow his tracks, you see him walk up to who you spotted a little bit earlier as one of the Tri-Spire mages. You see Erhard and Arcturus take a hand of two women in the crowd, and you are just walking along.
Pretty much.
I would say at this point, let me just take a look. You do see the woman in the center steps away from the two gentlemen before the third dance kicks off, and she seems to walk over towards Taff, and you see her like nod to him, and then she walks around this table and through a door. And then you see Taff get up from his chair, and he walks off, and he follows her through the doorway as Lena follows the pair of them and stands in front of the door, with the doors closed. And because everyone else is dancing a little distracted, that's something that you do pick up as you're just purveying and keeping a close eye.
As that happens, I'm actually going to start heading closer in that direction. So
So you're gonna walk through the dance floor?
Yep.
Okay.
And just
Yeah.
keep my eyes out, and if anyone notices me or tries, or just looking my way or whatnot.
As you do pass through, you do walk past Maeve as she's having this conversation just before the dance. I don't know if Maeve would say anything or you'd say anything to Maeve as you pass each other.
Unless she talks to me, I'm gonna keep walking on through.
I would mouth to him, "You good?"
In response, I will just say, at the moment, I'm okay. I'm just doing my job, not trying to get too involved. I'm not used to these events, and with that, he's gonna just keep pushing through.
Yeah. And where do you intend to go to? What's your intent right now?
I will actually stand about here
Okay.
because I have the silver strings to my right, so I'm still kind of doing my job of protecting them and staying nearby, and I'm getting closer towards the door where the lady's standing, and I will just give her a quick nod or a quick little wave and see if she seems inviting or not for a potential conversation. The lady is standing at the door.
Yeah, so yeah, as you look towards Lena, she looks at you, and she definitely gives you a kind of cold shoulder look. Like, she's like, "Why are you looking at me?" Like, that's the sort of vibe that you get from her. And yeah, she just kind of stares at you for a moment while you're looking in her direction.
Okay, that'll be it.
Yeah. Okay. So as this is happening, everyone dancing. Performance checks, please. That's 4 of you now. As you all begin to dance. Oh, you're adding your D4. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so as you all begin to dance, Erhard and Maeve, you get into the full swing of it. You have a whale of a time. You really start to enjoy yourself, and you definitely feel the people around you are paying attention. Shion, with the people you have previously danced with, he's a little bit more forceful. He's like a bit strong, and he tries to lead too much. And it's not so much that you yourself aren't performing as well as normal. It's more that he's kind of being a bit rigid. He's in armor as well. He's not in like a suit. He's in his ceremonial armor, so he's a bit clanky. Yeah, he's just a bit like stiff as he's trying to dance with you. And Arcturus, yours isn't a spectacular dance, as the pair of you seem to be having more of a conversation while you dance. So it's more intent on the conversation. So it's not that anyone's dancing badly. It's just that you have things not maybe giving you the best performance that you could. But as we're all doing this, is there any conversations that wanted to be had with their dance partner as you're dancing?
Well,
Go for it.
I guess as I swirl around my partner and move those feet, I just kind of strike up like, so what brings you here? How come you came to this ball?
Well, you see, we had an invitation from Mr. Taff, because he showed interest in our technology. Mr. Taff has asked a few questions regarding some things that we should not discuss, but that is the reason that we're here. He's interested in some of the works that we have done and do. He just wanted to know some more information about them, and has offered to potentially fund us for a project.
So,
It's more of a relations thing.
Okay, so
Yes.
you haven't heard about him before, or you...
Well,
You've
there are a
been-
few rumors, yes, but I personally myself have come here to meet with him to see if potentially having him as some form of benefactor for us could be handy.
Okay, so have you had a chance to talk to
No,
him yet?
not yet. He's invited me to the upper chambers of the castle this evening. A few of the, I believe, friends and those that he wishes to do business with have been asked back afterwards, after the ball
Oh.
is finished, for more drinks.
That sounds like a very pleasant time to be expected.
Yes, well, I do hope so. It should be quite intriguing. I believe a few of the others here are also invited. Are you not?
No, unfortunately, I haven't.
Oh, that is a shame.
Yeah, it's would be a, like I said, it would be a very fabulous thing to see and attend, and just, you know, more drinks, more celebrations.
Well, who knows? Maybe if you leave a good impression, maybe you'll be invited.
Yeah, we'll see.
Keep dancing like this, I'm sure you will.
Will do my very best. And who are you here with? Like, who accompanied you?
I arrived here with a few of the nobles of Doreen. A ship came by Novis, picked me up, and a couple of the guards that accompanied me here, and we all travelled together. The people that I travelled directly here with was... Scroll up. was... There. Samir of the Bayrock Isles, a gemstone merchant that travelled from one of the southern isles. He was already in Veritas, but we met up with him here once we'd got the invitation. Also, Jeffrey Thalos, who is a magical items merchant, as well as obviously myself.
Oh, that's
It's just the three of us.
That's a very interesting group.
Yes, it certainly is.
Yeah, I myself am also, well, I don't know. Have you heard of me and my friends, the Iron Vortex?
I haven't. I was here when you were introduced. I did hear you come in with Yusuf. I hear he's quite the swordsman. Is Yusuf part of the Iron Vortex?
No, he is a previous business partner of ours.
Right.
We are more like, I don't know, what would you call that? Maybe mercenaries.
Right. Very well.
But yeah, I'm more of the entertainer part of our group. But also, like, I dabble with magic, and I like to experiment and bring both those worlds together.
Well, maybe you should head round Novus sometime. I think you'd be quite intrigued to some of the things that we've created.
Yeah, it does sound like it could be a very, very interesting place to see.
Yes, for sure. Well, this dance was an absolute pleasure, Ahad, and hopefully I have the pleasure of sharing a drink with you sometime.
Yeah, it was my pleasure as well, and I
She
would love to.
bows, and yeah, she leaves
And
your
I-
hand as you separate.
I also take a bow and kind of
Mhm.
take my hat off and swirl it around a bit and just
Yeah, and
put it
there's a
back
few people. There's a few people around you that have definitely taken notice of your dance. You get the odd like clap here and there of people appreciating how well that you danced. But yeah, we will cut over to which one wants to go next out of you three. Go. Shion, go.
Well, darling, I mean, an armor in a place like this seems like hardly suitable to actually dance in. Are you all right? Are you expecting anything?
Not at all. I really wasn't expecting to dance.
Oh,
Yes, I have maybe
apologies.
had. It's not your fault. I was dancing before you came over, but I just got a little. I think I'm going to sit down. Do you mind?
Not at all, darling. Do you need me to accompany you?
No, I'll be fine. It was a pleasure, my lady. And he kisses the hand, and he like steps over, and you see him like stagger slightly, and then he just like sits down next to Sigbert, and he kind of just puts his hand in his like hands in his head in his hands as he like leans on the table a second, and he's just like he looks up at Sigbert, and Sigbert just laughs and like slaps him on the shoulder, as he seems to have been maybe a little flustered and maybe had a little bit too much to drink.
And I can I sort of lock eyes with Sigbert? Like, what the fuck's with him?
And he like looks over and he just like there's this grin and this smile, and Sigbert just stands up and starts walking straight over towards you, and he's just like, Shion, my dear, I apologize for him. Finnegan has never been one to keep up with drinking with the likes of myself. Let me show you how a real man dances.
Very well. The night is still so young, though. I pity the poor man.
As do I. He'll be going home soon, I'm sure. Anyway, let's not waste any more breath on Finnegan. And he, like, takes your hand and walks on into the dance floor.
Yep.
Maeve, we'll go with you next. As you finish dancing with this woman, Arizola.
Yeah.
That was quite marvelous. You're quite the dancer.
You weren't bad yourself either.
Thank you.
You practiced this a lot?
Not at all. I've read it in many books. I've read the steps that need to take, and the swirls, and the timings, and the rhythm, but I've never done it.
Right. Well, you did marvelous. Honestly, you did really well.
Well, thank you.
So,
would you care to maybe look at some of my research?
what, like now?
Why not? Taft's not looking. I'm sure it'll be fine.
I mean, would we get in trouble if he knew? It's your lab, right?
This many people here, it'll be fine. And she grabs your hand and she starts leading you towards the back room.
I look over my shoulder just to see if anyone spots me of my group.
I would say, yeah, Shion definitely sees you. Where is Shion's token? I cannot see it for the life of me. Is it under someone?
Here.
It's underneath.
Yes, everybody.
It's underneath the number 5 on my screen, so I can't see it. But yes, Shion, as you walk back on the ballroom with Sigbert, you just see this woman dragging Maeve, and he said Smitty, Maeve through the dance floor, and you can see that they both, there's no like malice or bad intent, but Maeve maybe looks a little like, hello, like just wants to be noticed.
I try to lock eyes with her. Like, you good? You good? You good? You okay? Trying to do this as sort of inconspicuous as possible so that Sigbert doesn't see.
Yeah, I think I would notice because I'm looking for someone to notice me, and I'm just like a hesitant nod, like I'm okay, but I'm glad someone noticed that I'm being taken away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you do, you walk past Erhard and Arcturus as they finish their dances and say their goodbyes, and you all spot each other as you're being taken away. And Maeve, you are taken into this room on the far right-hand side.
Oh. Okay.
And you can see in here, there seems to be a few people just drinking casually, and there seems to be a bar at the bottom where not that many people are at. And she takes you up here. And one of the guards steps to the side, and the pair of you walk through the doors.
Okay.
And before we go any further with that, we'll cut to somebody else. Arcturus! As you're dancing with Eliash says, this is while the dance is going on. Eliash says, so what did you want your private meeting with one of the heads of the Tri-Spire for?
Well, like I said before, I'm quite a scientist myself. And during my studies, I came across a problem I really want to discuss with the most talented of the mages around.
Very well. Well, the Tri-Spire is the place to be.
Exactly.
How can I help?
That. Well, let me ask you first. What does the head of transmutation do in a place like this?
Well, you see, I am here officially uninvited, but when someone such as myself arrives, they can hardly turn me away now, can they?
understand that.
I am here because of a certain madam that works underneath Taff.
A certain madam. And how chances could that be that this madam just, stood on a podium and now is standing somewhere else?
Yes, Taff's lapdog nowadays. He gives her the protection that she now gives him. Fortunately, I can't do anything about her, but, well, when you attack one of the heads of the Tri-Spires, a target becomes on your head.
An attack, you say?
Yes. Lena disagreed with some of the teachings at the Tri-Spires and decided to lash out. She believed that evocation magic was more important than transmutation, and decided to try to show me its benefits.
Didn't end well, so it seems.
No, it didn't. We expelled her from the Tri-Spires and told her if she was to set foot in Arkenvale again, that she would be arrested. She then tried to attack the Tri-Spires itself by forming a small band of mages that also had it out for us. Let's just say, when we gave them as good as what they deserved, Lena fled, and now she's here.
Cowering behind the Tower of White.
Yes, exactly that.
Name of talent.
Yes, I wish to have a private word with her later, just to remind her that she's not exactly free from my grasp.
Well, it's good to have somebody around who keep an eye out on her.
She's a talented mage, don't get me wrong, but her priorities are not in the right place. And, personally, I wonder what she wishes to gain from Taff.
That's a very interesting question. What would she gain from that? Like,
Well, currently protection, but when he's gone, what does she plan then?
quite something looking into it. Yeah.
What about yourself? What brings you here?
Well, we have been to Sardonis from Aronsel, where we dealt with a problem you might have heard from.
I certainly have. We sent a few mages there a little while back, to no avail, apparently.
And yeah, unfortunately, I don't believe we come across those mages, or at least not in.
They returned to Arkenvale. Unfortunately, their findings were a little overwhelming for the group that we sent.
I can totally understand. We had quite the fight down there. But in the end, we did manage to expel, and what we found was quite intriguing.
Then what was it?
It seems that we would be there a portal to another plane. We went to a plane of fire, so it seems.
And you dealt with this portal?
We have. Even better, one of our companions might have relic from it.
Interesting. You're not as green as you look, Arcturus.
Like I said before, I am quite the scholar myself. I study temporal magic.
You did?
But now I am in need of more experienced knowledge.
Which is?
I reckon you have never seen a person like me around.
No, I did wonder. Tall, blue. What race are you, Arcturus?
I am a Vidalcan.
I am unaware of this.
That could be true, because Vidalcan are normally not in here. I also come from a different plane.
So you studied temporal magic that allowed you to arrive here. So why haven't you gone back?
Unfortunately, there was a minor incident in my own world, which made me flee. And then I have tried to find a way back. I haven't been successful at that. Which
You're
I
an
see.
interesting man.
I'll take it as a compliment.
I would. Arcturus, this dance was a pleasure. Although it was more a conversation than a dance. We'll speak again, I'm sure.
I'm looking forward to it.
Come and find me a little later, and maybe we can talk some more.
Definitely.
And she curtsies and then walks back, and you just see the tiefling man just stood there, like tapping his foot. And he's the guy with the very long V-neck, and like he's got like some of the chest hair exposed, and he's just stood there looking glamorous. He's like quite well built, hands on his hips, like rolled up sleeves, and he's just like giving you like the alright, competition sort of eyes. And he just looks at you, and he extends a hand, takes Eliash's hand, and walks back into the dance floor as the pair of them. And she flashes a smile towards you as the two walk on in. And is there anywhere you're going? Anywhere you're planning to maybe step to the side or dance with somebody else?
I'll step to the side for now.
Yeah. Ahad, are you also stepping to the side, or...?
No, I think I'm actually starting to get into the jive.
Yeah?
So I will have a look around at the clapping and take like just a bit of an extra twirl as I bow to my dance partner, and just kind of have a look if certain people have also caught me, like
Yeah, there's
if I
definitely a
caught
few
the
people.
attention.
Yeah, there's a few people that have caught your eye during your last dance. The hobgoblin lady and the air genasi both look towards you, and they give like a little like a golf clap, like a very minor clap, but they like smile and like clap towards you. There's a dragonborn, very thin looking dragonborn woman to the south who also seems to be looking towards you and claps. But apart from that. There's Henry Weston's daughter, who is also clapping towards you as well after your performance.
Sure. Well, I was thinking of walking in that direction, like, well, either to this spot or that spot, and kind of like offer a dance, I guess.
Yeah, anyone in particular?
Well, is this the hobgoblin?
Yes.
Lady? I guess I will just turn to her and be like, well, hello. Would you care for a dance?
I would love to. And she takes your hand, and yeah, the pair of you begin to wander into the dance floor as well. We will cut back to Andros, as Andros, you're stood there, and the conversation between Taff and this woman seems to still be going on, as Lena is just stood in between the doorway, just kind of blocking it. Is there anything you wanted to do?
I will continue to just look around. Did I see Maeve get dragged out?
Yes,
by any
yeah, you
chance?
would have
I
done.
did?
Yeah.
I saw where they went, right? I didn't lose them in the crowd.
You would have seen them go into the other room, but then you wouldn't have seen where they went from there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I will slowly make my way down this way towards this door.
Yep.
And as I walk past Shion, I'll just kind of accidentally bump my elbow into her, and then just continue walking past to mess with her, and then I'll just kind of make my way down, and then would I notice the man standing right here by now?
Yeah, well, as you
great.
because as you start going towards that direction, the gentleman looks up as he finishes his dance, and as he looks up, Andros. No, wait, no, he would call you Donros.
No, he would know me. He would know my real name. He would know
Oh,
my
he
real
does?
name.
Yeah?
He would.
Okay.
He would, yeah.
Andros! What on earth are you doing here, my friend?
It's been a while.
Oh my, we need a drink. Come with me, I will buy you one right. Come on, come. No, come. And he like grabs your arm and he like leads you into this room here. And the pair of you get dragged to the bar. And he's like, whatever this man wants, I will pay.
Just give me something light, please. Light.
Wrong, heavy. Bring heavy. And you see this the barmaid like light heavy, and pulls up some like whiskey, pours some whiskey into some glasses and passes it over to you both. And he says, "My word, Andros at a ball in a fancy suit.
Yeah, it's not
Oh
something
my!
you would predict.
You have gone up in the world, my friend.
Not up, more like
Up.
these people I've met, and I've gotten involved in their
doing
line of
here?
work. Well, oddly enough, I'm part of the Iron Vortex group. I don't know if you've heard of that group anywhere.
Iron Vortex.
Yeah,
I've heard a thing or two.
yeah,
Some bandits in the Ironwood?
right. Yeah. I don't know too much about that situation. I wasn't there for that. I wasn't there for a lot of situations they are known for, but I am with them.
Devil.
The devil.
Something about a devil.
Yes, I was there for that one. I was there for that
You
one.
fought a devil.
We didn't fight it. No. Oddly, that's a little
Don't tell
wrong.
people that. Tell them you did.
Oh,
It sounds
right.
better.
You
You fought a devil. Did you hear that, people? This man fought a devil.
Don't you don't have to be so loud, Samir. What are you doing here, by the way?
Well, it's a funny story, really. I was here, as you know, meeting with a client in Karas.
Yes.
And as I was, I may have bumped into a few friends from Doreen. And they were, yes.
you got my letter, right? About my
A letter?
triple. I sent someone to go bring you a letter, like way before I left. Before I left, before I left, I sent someone to go tell you something, or I sent someone to give you something.
I will
about
be
me leaving.
honest. I will be honest, Andros.
Great.
There was a lot going on in Karas.
There was a lot going on.
I heard there was like a bandit attack, and
Yeah.
there was like loads of people, and I got shut
dealt with
down
that.
into the.
Yeah.
You did?
I dealt with the bandits. Yeah. I mean, we dealt with them.
Did you
and
hear
we-
that? This man is one of the
Stop.
saviors of Karas.
No,
My word.
no savior. No savior. It's weird to see you here. I didn't think I'd see you again.
Yes, like I was saying. Sorry.
Right.
I bumped into some friends from Doreen, and you know, gemstones is my thing. I was trying to find an enchanter per se
Right.
to help me maybe magically infuse some, get a bit of trade, drum it up a bit more to more of a higher clientele. And
Right.
I was informed of the Tri-Spires. So
Right,
I
okay.
headed towards there, which is when I bumped into my friends from Doreen. They told me that they had a few extra plus ones here and there that they could bring me to a fabulous ball that I wouldn't want to miss. And you know me, if there's a cocktail or two to be had, I'll be there.
That's very true. That's where we differ. Yeah. That's cool. I'm happy I'm happy to be able to see you again. I feel like there's a lot you're missing. You've not heard about, from me at least.
Well, what was the letter?
The letter was just to tell you about that I hope you're well, and I was gonna be traveling with these group of people to help them on some silly quest, and then it brought us here, and now I'm here dealing with other people's problems. That's essentially my role. I'm here to deal with other people's problems.
You're telling me Andros is here to
Yeah.
deal with other people's problems? I would never have guessed. You know, when
Right.
you boarded my boat to come to this fine place, dealing with my problems of the attack of those harpies, you remember?
Yeah.
I saved your life, friend.
You did save my life.
You saved
did.
mine as well. You were very formidable. But you have been a man that has dealt with other people's problems for quite some time now, from the sounds of it. Dealt with mine, dealing with these people that you travel with.
Yeah. I mean, it's...
What is it that you want? Another drink?
No, please, not another one. I've already drank quite a bit, I believe. I don't know. See, I'm not sure my role in this yet. I do want to help out my home at some point, but right now I feel like I'm needed more so with them than anywhere else, and I think that's okay.
Are they your friends?
It's a weird line. I know some of them are, but I don't know. I'd like to believe they would see me that way.
Well, remember, Andros, I am also your friend. And
Know
what do
that.
friends do for one another?
We help each
Buy
other.
each other a drink. So we will have another waitress.
We
and
will.
The waitress pours more whiskeys, and the whiskeys go on the
Yeah.
table. Ah, great. Sardonian whiskey tastes so shit. And he like drinks. He drinks some of the whiskey, and yeah.
By the way, did you see a blonde-haired elven woman? She walked out of the room by the door you were at with another lady earlier. Did you see where they went by chance?
How long ago are we talking?
Not too long ago, maybe a few minutes, maybe about 5-10.
Two short girls. One in a petally-looking dress. The other with yes,
the very
Yes,
beautiful
yes.
one. Yes.
Yes, they came into this room here. I believe they went and then he points to the
Oh.
door at the north. Maybe through there.
Thank you. Samir, we need to catch up before you leave Sardonis. We really
I'll
do.
be staying here for a while.
Good.
Don't worry.
Let's try to link up and have a meal or something. I mean, on me for all the help you've given me
But I
dealing
can't
with.
refuse that now, can I?
No.
Remember,
no, I
we're
hope you wouldn't.
friends. That means
We
you owe
are.
me 2 drinks now.
That is very true. I owe you a lot more than 2 drinks.
And then he walks up to the waitress, like behind the bar, and he says, there you go, keep the change. And he just puts a platinum on the table, slides it to her, and then he just says, I'll have one more. And then he takes another whiskey.
Before I dip, I need to go. I need to go find them first of all. But second, you remember when I helped you out for those long 5 years, helping
Yes.
lift things and move things.
Very useful, a man of your size.
Very, very useful. See, there's a project I'm working on, and I feel like you would have a lot more knowledge in that area. I'm trying to refine something I've been working on, creating almost. You know how I used to be, military, stuff like that, and I'm very keen on blades to some extent.
Up to the chase.
I want to see if maybe you had anything or could potentially supply me with something to maybe refine a rapier blade.
I could maybe help out. What do you need?
I don't know, anything that's might be better than just a regular metal thing. Something that maybe would, get the job better, do the job better.
I won't have anything on me. I could give you a coin.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, any tips or any answers would be fine. Would be nice.
Sure. He reaches into a pouch. There you go. He gives
Okay.
you 15 platinum. Maybe that could help?
Yeah, that would be amazing. Thank you, Samir, so much. You didn't have to
Don't
do
worry.
that.
Well,
Not
it's
at all.
only 150 gold. It's not that much.
That's a lot. It's a lot
It's like
for a
pocket
guy like me.
change.
For you,
That's
but not
that's
for
what
me.
I carry to a ball.
Right.
Imagine when I'm doing business, friend.
You're the right guy. You're definitely a loyal friend. I appreciate
Look,
everything you've
call it a
done.
bonus for the 5 years.
You've done a lot more.
And
for
you owe me a
than I've
meal.
done.
I'm
I
not
owe you a
forgetting that.
meal.
2 drinks.
I will.
Now
I will
3.
get
We'll pay
back
3.
to you
Thank you.
later. I do need to go after my lovely friend, who I
By all
don't
means,
know where.
if you fancy a boogie later, you know where I'll be,
don't-
friend.
It's more of a.
No,
Okay.
no. Friends dance together. You will come find me.
I'll remember that. And
You will.
Andros will then zoop up and just walk straight up through these back doors.
Yeah, and as you start walking up towards, he walks on in, and you just hear, "Do not worry, I'm back." As he walks on into the other chamber, and you hear him chatting to some people that are in there. And as you begin walking up, the guard steps in front of you.
Oh.
Excuse me. What are you looking for?
I had a friend walk past here earlier. Blonde hair, a petal dress, very, very lovely. She went up there with someone else. I just need to go see her. I was supposed to deliver, and he's gonna look down at the drink that Samir just gave him. I need to deliver this drink to her. As a
Roll me a deception check.
Yep, this is great.
He looks at you and he says, "I'm sure the drink can wait. Take a seat here, buddy." And he just gestures to the pew next to him.
Great. Andros will then and sit.
Okay. And as you you sit down, and these people are just chatting, drinking amongst themselves, we will cut to one final person before we go to our break. As Maeve, as you were dragged into this room, you can see that there are tomes, books, folders, binders cluttering the entire room. There are bookcases throughout all the edges. There's a huge grandfather clock and world atlases in this room. And on the tables, you can see pieces of parchment left out, quills, inks, more books, there's bindings, there's twine to hold pages together. It looks like this is a place for a team of researchers. And as you come on in, Arizona says, well, this is some of the things that we've been working on. Many of them you may not understand if you're not more of the technological side. But we're trying to build a better defense for Sardonis.
Really? How many people work here?
I have a team of 8 that work beneath me, and then I have one that is my, let's say, assistant. He's almost on my level, but I'm the head researcher. If I'm never here, they take charge.
Wow. But more defense? This city already seems so pristine and...
Yes,
Well, like,
Taff-
there's these walls and...
Yes, well, we reinforced the walls a few years back. We made sure that the Alabaster Knight's armor and equipment was more flexible for more maneuverability.
Wow.
And now we're looking to potentially enhance to the next stage.
Wow. What's left to enhance at this point?
Well, you see, we have come into contact with some things that we have found in our time, some notes and some people. Have you ever heard of the Shardborn?
Would I have heard of the Shardborn?
Roll me a history check with disadvantage.
Like her I think she would think gunshots, maybe.
Yeah.
Wait, history, right?
Yeah, go for disadvantage history check. So 13. Yeah, I would say your biggest connection, you hear Shardborn, Dawn Shard. You know it's magically infused from what you've been told.
Yeah.
But that's about it. Yeah.
I will. Anything to do with dawn shots?
Exactly. So, Taff is looking for the Dawn Shards, because the Dawn Shards were a housing unit and a core for these mechanical creatures, these beings, that could be controlled. Novice used to use them as manual labor and loaders. Would you like to see one?
Mechanical creature?
Yes.
Sure.
And she walks over to a large trunk, and she unlocks the trunk and lifts the lid, and you can see this black wrought metal humanoid looking figure with this glowing golden centerpiece. However, you can see that there is a crack and a tear in the center of it, and it looks to be damaged. This one, we managed to procure off of some allies of ours from Fortis. And what we've been able to do is we've been able to research it and try to understand exactly how it works so that we could implement them as a defense mechanism here. It's actually rather intriguing, but obviously because of what this is and the Dawn Shards being such a rare modicum, we have had to outsource some more monetary gain. We're looking for benefactors to help us build these Shardborn. Now, we have heard rumors that some Shardborn go feral, so we are trying to hedge our bets to understand the Shardborn better, so that we could perhaps maybe create a defense for the city that doesn't have this feral this foulness about it. But Taff is being very pushy with the research, and as you can tell, I've had to hire more and more people for this. It's our current endeavor. apparently someone in the city has dawn shards. We're quite excited that maybe we could do trade with them and maybe build our first prototype.
Right, but you would be able to control this? If
Well-
it's feral, that seems...
Well, due to its magical nature, we believe that some of the magic can be conducted through a device, like a tuning rod, perhaps. I have devised this. It's just a prototype, and it's not functional. And she pulls out this black rod with 3 swirls around it, and on top is this little amber gemstone. She says, when I focus my arcane magic into this, I'm able to command one of these creatures. Like I said, this one is broken, but look, I can kind of make it move. And she focuses, and the rings start to spin as the amber glows. And as it glows, you see the arm twitch in the chest. See, look, it moved.
Could I try?
I'm not sure. You see,
I
I've
put
had
a
much
hand on
pra-
her shoulder.
Roll me persuasion.
$14.
She seems reluctant, but she's also intrigued.
We'll try together.
Very well. As long as I continue to hold it, do you mind holding it with me?
Yes, sure. And
And what do you try to do?
I focus through, which is now on my chest piece, my arcane. I feel some heat from my necklace, which is my amber necklace now. And in my head, I do a little, Theantis, please, if I ever need help, it's now.
You get the sense it's trying to draw something from you.
From me? My
Yeah.
body?
Mm-hmm.
You feel that?
Yes, put some of your magic into it.
What if I don't get it back?
Well, you know how... You know, when you cast spells, it uses a part of your pool of magic. Try to cast a spell into it without actually casting the spell.
Okay.
Would you like to expend a spell slot?
A first level spell slot, I will.
Yeah. And as you expend a first level spell slot, the leg kicks out and is now like on the edge of the chest. You did it.
My god.
Now just imagine if one of these were working, and imagine if we had multiple of these and we could control multiple with one rod using less expend. This could be great. This could change the world.
But I have one question. Who is attacking Sardonis that you need this? This seems extreme.
And she kind of pauses for a minute. Well, it's like Taff says, it's for the good of the people. It's to defend the people from those that wish to do harm to us. If we put preventative measures in first, then we prevent things that would happen in the future, no? No?
I mean, it makes sense.
Why
but...
do you buy a shield before you go on the adventure? You buy the shield to protect yourself for when you venture.
Well,
We
actually,
build the
I got a
machine-
shield after I got badly hurt, knowing that I would get attacked.
Imagine
since
if you'd have
Taff is
bought the
doing
shield
it-
first.
Yeah, but
You could have
No
prevented
one's-
the hurt, and then maybe saved another life.
it's sure, but do the walls? It just seems. I don't know. People seem like they wouldn't even want to attack here.
It could just... You don't understand. This could save lives. This could help people. This
Who?
already exists, but we are trying to replicate it so that we can use it.
Okay, but do you know what these things do in Veritas?
No. It protects the people, I assume.
What if it's a killing machine?
Why
What
would
if that's why it's so broken?
Well, I assume it's broken because of people that would have attacked. It did its job to defend the people it was defending.
You know what's going on in Veritas, right?
Well, yes, I know that the tribes have risen up against the Imperium, yes.
And that there's a war in Veritas.
Yes. And they have
Why
used
build a
the
defense if
Shardborn
you
to
can
defend
attack?
them. They
Why
have
would
built the Shardborn to protect them. Nothing more.
But why have they gone feral then? I'm just trying to, you know, there could be other consequences to this. Maybe, what if you release an attack in the city rather than a defense?
I think this was a bad idea. I'm really sorry. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. If Taff comes in here now, he'll be furious. I apologize.
Look, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just hoping that you've thought this through. I'm excited for you. I understand this is extremely exciting and you're curious.
It's revolutionary.
I have seen people get hurt badly. I'm just, you know, I'm very excited for you. Just want you to be careful. You know?
Yes, thank you. I'm going to clean up here. Would you mind? Would you mind
Sure.
leaving?
If you
Sorry.
like, no, you're fine. Talk to me on the dance floor if you still want to.
Yeah, of course. We'll get a drink.
Mhm.
Thank you. And
Head out.
you see, she looks sad. Like she looks like she was so excited to show you and tell you this, and now that there's not negativity, but like it's not the vibe she was hoping for. And now she just seems a little downtrodden. And yeah, she gestures you towards the door. The door's open, and do you leave?
Yeah. Well, I look
Yeah.
over my shoulder and I smile. I guess she doesn't look towards me, but
No, she's putting the stuff back in. She's like moving the leg back into the trunk, the wand into the trunk. She's locking the trunk back up. And yeah, as you step out, you do see Andros, and Andros sees you. And before the two of you say anything, but you both lock eyes like a, what, like you know what I mean, like a what's going on? That's where we'll cut to a break. We will be back in like 5-ish minutes. Go grab yourself a drink, grab yourself some food, and we'll be back in like 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere, guys. See you in a second. Bye.
Can you please shoot Santa?
Did you see Santa? Ho, ho, ho! That is where the curtains close.
Melody is
and the
just
stand
drooling.
ends.
Melody is drooling, guys.
And that is the end of the session, guys. It went on way later than it was meant to. I'm really sorry, but I wanted to finish that up. So yeah, thank you very much for sticking around. That was fun. Chat from your brother Santa.
From your beautiful, handsome brother Santa, you ugly fucker! And you don't fire one!
It'd be so funny.
Come on, you gotta hit.
Please!
That hits. Oh, wait.
Is it one health, please?
Please!
So you know.
John, I'm over this. We're dire-wolfing this shit.
Okay.
And I still have movement, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There.
Let me. Do you want me to drag it in for you?
Yeah. I'll put myself away. But or do I need to stay there so I can see?
Rawr. There you go.
Yeah, I'll have to put it on top, maybe like that.
Because I
I
can't
can't
see with the direwolf, no?
No, hang on.
Let me.
I kind of like quickly motion her to put those down. And I look at the man.
Looks back at you like, the fuck?
I look at the orc man. I'm like, she's new around here. She doesn't know what that means. We're gonna go. Your problem was with me, not her, by the way. So how about you don't bring her involved? And I kind of scurry her along. I scurry her out. Like,
He looks very confused. But yeah.
And I just sort of walk off and I'm like, new greeting.
And as you guys get outside, Yep.
And I'm going to try to hit the guy on top of it with
Go for it.
another Eldritch Blast. Don't fail me now.
Come on.
We can
I
do
believe.
it. Believe in the
You can do
blast.
it. Believe in the blast. Hey, that's a bit better.
There we go.
As yeah, the blast hits him square in the chest, and he like reels back a bit. And yeah, he seems to realize that hitting you just made you angry.
Big,
Yeah,
big
perfect.
blue
Is that the
angry
end of your
Vidalcan. Yeah, that's it.
Hearing that his brother had got him a gift, such a cool, excellent gift, his heart stops, and he just vanishes.
God's gonna whip the weapon in his hands, blow the smoke. And I want to know this. I saved Christmas. Santa owes me a big reward for this.
You saved Christmas?
I did.
And as you're all stood,
Ross?
Yes, what do you need, babe?
Have you seen socks? I can't find them anywhere.
Oh my god, if you gave me some Starbucks, maybe I'll tell you where size is.
Well, what's a Starbucks?
Oh my god, you don't know what Starbucks is? This girl's from Wacky Town. Oh my god, like, Starbucks is like the best thing ever created. Like, oh my god, back in my tribe, we had so much Starbucks. Starbucks every fucking day. So tell me, listen, lady, just listen. If you give me some Starbucks, you know where the towns are. Just give me some Starbucks, and I will give you socks.
What do you mean you'll give me socks, Don Ross? What are you on about?
Listen, I might know where Socks is, but because me and Socks were having my last cup of Starbucks. Oh my god! And let me tell you something. If you just give me some Starbucks, some more, I will give you socks.
oh, well, good for you. This my sack. And he moves his cloak, and you just see a dagger handle. And he just looks at you and he's like, you want sack?
Here's the darling.
I kill monster, remember? Oh, Grognak no silly. Oh, Grognak most intelligent. Ones that are here. So for now, we end combat.
Wait, what?
Swarm is also dead.
What about the swarm?
Is
Oh.
it warm?
Wait there. Oh, I
Good
just
job,
got rid of them all. No! Wait, can I bring them back? Oh, I completely forgot about the swarm. Okay, I think next up was
Me.
maybe
Alfred.
It was Alfred. Alfred, yeah, you're up. I completely forgot about the swarm.
Sorry.
You can go this one here. Yeah, that'll be fine. Because if you go
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, yeah, that's actually just bang on.
Yeah. All right. I'll move there.
Okay,
And I'll
yeah.
just, I don't know, check the surroundings or like I'm aware of something more.
Yeah, you can hear more and more stuff coming from this way.
Good. I guess.
At the end of that, Melody.
Yes. We'll put one of my CDs in that one. Don't you worry.
Eggnog, you're up.
Yes. I should be able to actually, like, I'm gonna follow Bud because, you know, I saw him running over there. So I'm gonna go over here, which is like 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
Rip, Eagle, oh god.
Okay, and then I'm gonna attack the two gingerbread thingies with my short sword, which I renamed to Short Candy because I thought why not. And I will go for a sneak attack.
Am.
And
Got you good?
if it's not dead, I will also attack it with my
Oh, I'm so honestly, this is just Lan speaking. I'm so nervous. I've been fucking nervous all week for this. Why? For fuck's sake!
As you cast the spell, it burns. It burns before you. The scroll
Sorry, what
burns,
was that?
The scroll burns before you in a blue flame, and dissipates.
Somebody clip that.
And we can kill him forever. If we can
And you have
plan
the
this
stone
right.
tablet.
Was that
Yeah.
And I
before
have to
after
stone-
you already took his side, or what was it?
you can-
When did you decide to be like, you know what? You know what?
Wait,
maybe
wait, Don
maybe
Russ,
Octavus
Don Russ,
has a
calm.
plan here. You
No,
was on his side before he walked over to you and started talking to you. You already
Don
bowed
Russ.
out. You already bowed out to him before.
No,
Octavius did it.
this is
watched
where
it. I
your
was
child
looking from
mind
the back.
takes over your little peanut brain. Don Ross, listen to me, right? You've been on this earth longer than me, but you don't understand shit. Listen, you need to listen. You need to figure out what the hell is going on before you draw your conclusions or your bow. Okay?
There is
So
a
that's what
conclusion.
we're doing.
That dude's the
That's
cause
what
of
we're
the bad
doing.
shit that's happening to these people, and we just let them
We
walk
are
out
not the
free
cause
just
of
to
this.
continue to do bad shit.
And before I stand up, Melody is clearly humming in herself like, woodworking, let's get coal miners, let's make not a misery, nobody gets hurt. oh wait, I'm coming.
Ashriel.
The way that you say that, it almost sounds like you're calling me an asshole.
What's an asshole?
I approve.
It's Ash. Real.
Ashnod sounds fine.
Think of L'Oreal, but Ash at the beginning.
Maybe it's because you're worth it.
Well, I am.
I'm sorry.
Ashriel, I believe
Yes.
the gnolls and the villagers can cook.
Up the carpets.
Sure. As there are people eating in the cafeteria, and you just start pulling all the carpets up, and they're like, wow, 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 wow. As like you just start pulling them, and they're like falling over, and food's going everywhere.
Wow, 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 wow. I like that. I'm gonna write that in my new song.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you can come as a guest.
I will dip in the jar and just put it down for him to eat from.
Yeah, he starts eating it. Erhard, can you roll me 2d6, please?
Me? Sure.
Yep.
What have you done?
The frog dies.
Whoops.
Oh my god.
Okay, guys, don't eat it. Whoops. I liked it.
We got a performance.
Bud and Dud's Christmas edition song comes across the radio.
Or that's clap your hands, y'all! Clap your hands, y'all! It's Bud and Dud! We're here to stay! Yeah! Oh! Make the music slay! Yeah! Oh!
In the workshop.
Yeah! Bud and Dud!
Jingle those bells! Jingle those bells!
Whoa!
Nature, yes?
It has a magical nature of it, yes.
Oh, wait. Let me just, cat, shut up. There we go.
Also, do you have some animals like rocking around here?
Yes, my cat, Mittens. It's just over there. He's playing with his favorite toy.
Oh, bless you, cat.
He's lovely. Oh, he answered.
It's a very responsive cat.
Yes, tell me about it. But yes, follow me to the arcade section. Like I said, there's a limited Mittens. Come along then, and he leads you to the arcade library. In this public library, there is only a small section because then it's the gingerbread men's turns, who start ripping their limbs off and throwing them at you.
Ross?
Yes, what do you need, babe?
Have you seen socks? I can't find them anywhere.
Oh my god, if you gave me some Starbucks, maybe I'll tell you your sizes.
Well, what's a Starbucks?
Oh my god, you don't know what Starbucks is? This girl's from Wacky Town. Oh my god, like, Starbucks is like the best thing
ever created. Like, oh my god, back in my tribe, we had so much Starbucks. Starbucks every fucking day. So tell me, listen, lady, just listen.
Hello. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome. What are your drinks? What are your snacks? What have you got? What's everyone doing? I'm drinking nothing great, I'll be honest. I'm drinking Coke, and I have strawberry water. Oh, some iced tea?
I guess I have snacks from last night.
Snacks from last... What, are they like potato chips? Or crisps, as we call them over here? What are they?
It's potato chips with tzatziki style. So like...
Tzatziki?
It's Greek dip. You know, like the... I don't know.
Garlic and yogurt.
What does the Team Logic household got? What have you guys got?
7-Up.
Nice.
We have cheese snacks and salty snacks.
And
a cat.
Nice.
And a cat, which is
Tucks,
mowing
yeah.
very loudly.
And Mittens.
In the back. Mittens. Mittens is like...
And Eagle, what have you got? What have you got to snack and drink on? You got some... Is that Monster?
Monster at quarter
Punch?
to 10.
Is it punch flavored?
Fruit punch, yeah.
Oh, I bet that's pretty good. I've never had that one before. And then what have we got in the chat? MJ has some Fuji apple white tea sparkling water. I'll be honest, I hate sparkling water, but Fuji apple white tea? Wait, that sounds kind of good.
Is that a song?
What's white tea?
Apple bottom jeans.
There is a song about a white tea by Corpse, but that's something
yeah.
And then we have Frith with a ginger beer and rum. Very nice. Very, very nice. It's a brand. Got it. Awesome. Cool. Right. Well, we're gonna carry on because there's a lot to unfold here. As I think as Maeve exits the room and the door opens, Andros stands up to peer in. Do you want to roll me a perception check? Let's see what you spot. Because she would be like over here. A 22. You do see in the distance, right at the other side of the room, something in a chest. You see what looks to be like a piece of black metal that gets folded into the chest as the chest comes down.
I don't recognize it just yet.
You, at this point, as a 22, you've seen something. Not quite sure what, because it's quite hard to see from where you are. And then Maeve comes out, the door shuts behind you, and the pair of you look at one another with wide eyes.
I will... Yeah. As Maeve walks out, I'll kind of like extend a hand to her as to, like an arm.
Yeah.
Try to play it off that she's, my friend, as I explained to the guard, and kind of... He'll continue to look at her.
Right, and I'll put my hand on his arm,
and
I'll nod to the guard.
And
you walk together.
Yeah, we'll walk, and I'll just like lean in as the whisper. What is in that room?
Let's get some fresh air on a balcony.
A balcony? Sure, if you want. I don't know if there's one around here. Do you know of a balcony? Balcony here?
There was balconies when we were reaching the castle. Sure.
Okay, well, let's find one of those then, if you must.
You head to the front or the back?
I don't know. What's the front? What's the back?
Well, you entered through the front, and that's the one that you've seen. You've seen the back through the windows.
I'm gonna turn back to the guard that I just walked past.
Yes.
Is there anywhere like a public balcony for some fresh air?
There's a small foyer towards the back and the front where you can take a pew and see the gardens from there, if that's something you'd like.
Which door would that be?
It'd be towards the back of the main hall, and he would walk up to the door and point towards it, and it's literally the doors behind the table you lot were sat at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can go that way.
Yeah. And you two make your way over there. I'll put you out there. As the pair of you head on out towards this, and you see a couple of guards just stood there, just keeping an eye out. These two here do walk round, and they do walk on up, and then they split, and they just do a perimeter check. As you do come out here, though, you do hear a couple of thuds, and then you see Yarick slowly come walking back with a little bit of blood on his knuckles, and his knuckles are a little like whitened where he's like been clenched in his fist, and he seems to walk around, and then you hear someone being dragged off like round the corner.
Oh, I don't know if this was a better idea.
As Yark walks by, I'll just give a wave and a nod, and hope you're all right, sir. Have a good night. Hope you're enjoying the ball.
He looks at you. He looks you up and down, Andros. Completely ignores you and keeps going.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, and he walks back into the room. And yeah, you two are... There's just 2 guards by the doors, but you two are seemingly alone for a bit if you walk away from them where you could chat.
Andros will lead her to like this bench right here, and try to like get at least a decent distance from the guards to see if they can have like a private conversation. So, Maeve, what's going on? Who is that person first of all, and why were you going into a room by yourself?
Talk as quietly as you can.
Okay.
And make me one promise.
You are now crossing some really interesting territory, but what is the promise being made?
Whatever I tell you, don't flip your switch and keep your cool.
Well, I have no reason not to flip my switch. We're in a very serious
You might.
situation.
Exactly, but I think this might be personal.
Oh, unless they have my family tied up in there, and for any other reason, I think I'll be fine.
Promise me.
I promise? Sure?
Pinky swear.
Andros will reluctantly pinky swear promise.
Okay. Right. That's, Arizola.
These are huge, okay?
I know, it doesn't matter. You know, you get my drift, okay? That's Arizola. She is, yes, she's the head of research.
Stage whisper. Stage whisper.
Oh, okay, so yeah, that's the head of Arizola. And she is Arizona. She's the head of research. For Taff, lovely girl, very naive, very, very smart, and she took me into her research lab, her office, and she showed me a few things. They're working on a new defense system for Sedonis, apparently.
Okay.
She's so lovely and so smart, but
Get to the
they
point.
told me about, yes, okay. She told me about the unborn? Shardborn?
The Shardborn.
The Shardborn.
What about them?
Well, it has something to do with the Dawn Shards. And she told me that they're trying to build a mechanical beast that they can control for defenses. Now they said, I think she found this, or they somehow retrieved it from the battle within Veritas.
Oh, that's weird.
And they said they turn feral sometimes, but they're supposed to be able to control them. And we tried, and with our magic together, we could get some movement in it. But she has a mechanical looking creature in there. It's broken, but they're trying to get Dawn Shards, and they know there's someone in the city that has them. But I think she's naive. She thinks this is for defense because Taff has told her it's for defense. I don't think it is for defense.
No.
If it's been used in the war, it looks pretty beaten up.
Maeve, those things don't think. At least from what my experience with them are, they have no idea. They have no mercy for anything. They just kill and they attack. and they're pretty damn strong at it too. This is coming from my kind of tribe. We're pretty big and husky fighters, and we didn't even stand a chance.
Yeah, and well, Taff wants it for defense. Apparently, I don't think she knows what's going on with Sardonas or the people of Sardonas.
Do we have? So he's trying to create these shard-born here, but how do they work? Do you know how they move about?
Well,
or
we infused some of our magic together. I only channeled a little bit because I was a little skeptical and scared. And it moved, so it seems to work on magic, and the dawn shards also magical. She said that she needed the dawn shards for it to get working.
That's great.
I don't know. I've never seen, but I kind of want to see if I can talk to her outside of this ball, maybe tomorrow.
Listen, if she's very committed on creating these shardborn, don't think she's very one to reason with. Can I
tell
roll
her that
a history and see if I remember seeing like actual people there and the events that unfolded for me at least, and see if I can have any recollection of them actually being people? Because I remember seeing the shardborn, but I remember ever seeing people there with them.
Roll me a flat intelligence check.
Great.
You remember seeing a lot of Shardborn.
Mm-hmm.
You remember seeing them in a military-like regiment many a times when you scouted, but the ones that were real far south were completely alone, and they were the ones that you deemed as feral. And they seemed to act completely independently and very differently to the ones that you saw behind enemy lines.
The ones I fought though were the ones...
So these are the ones... So the feral ones are the ones you've heard of, but the ones
Right.
that you fought with members of Brasta and a few other people, when you were behind enemy lines, seeing them, there were lots of figures. With a 12, there could have been, but you don't recall exactly.
Okay. The feral ones, they do their own thing, I'm guessing. From my recall, but the ones that they're trying to create, I mean, they're very militaristic. They kind of, I don't know, very, very unique in a way, but I wouldn't...
How do you know how they control them?
No, Maeve, I did scouting back for my tribe, and as far as we got in, I couldn't see. I don't recall people controlling them. I only remember seeing the shardboard themselves, and I don't remember how we got caught necessarily. All I remember is, next thing you know, they just knew. They knew we were there. Like they knew that we were there, watching them, and it was an onslaught almost. It was bad. My dad was leading it, and he didn't really know much of them either at the time. No one really knew anything, and it was it wasn't pleasant. It wasn't very fun. At this moment, I presume I'm pretty shaken up. Like I'm pretty shaking at the moment. This brings back a lot of memories, and even hearing the Sharborn thing is really crazy to me at the moment.
Put a hand on his leg.
I don't know. I don't remember too much of like what they were doing. It's more so they're very formidable, and there was quite a bit of them. That's it. That's all I recall.
So, quick plan, because I don't know if they're going to know that you have the dawn shards. But potentially I might try and ask her to have lunch with me tomorrow, but get everyone involved. She might not, and then we can, I don't know, tell her. She's very nice, but she doesn't realize the danger. I think someone like Ectoris, a researcher, could reason with her and probably explain to her way better than
You do
know,
both
and you'd
hear,
be there.
as
Oh.
you're talking, guards walking back up the stairs past you.
He's gonna pull Maeve in quickly for a hug and like try to end the conversation real quick as they walk by and just kind of
Yeah.
hold there for
And
a moment.
they go to either side and they stand as they once were, just keeping on guard as the two of you are there.
And then Andros will go back to his normal sitting, but like he will make it look like they might be there as like a maybe something more than just friends. Try to keep the guards not really focused on what they're doing. Maybe make them like not wanting to watch because it might be a little awkward for them. So he's trying to like divert them away from paying attention to them. And you just kind of go, or I'll just, I appreciate you telling me this. There's not much I can do here for the time being. I do feel even more uncomfortable now. I don't know. Let's just not try to think about we have something we need to focus on. And I don't want to take your guys' night away. You guys are having so much fun in there. I'll just go in there and keep watch.
No, that feels bad.
What do you
I don't think you should be on your own.
I'll be fine, Maeve. If anything, I have to stick with the silver strings. You're doing a great job dancing. I've seen you dance quite a bit. You've done great.
There's somebody near the table that you were at that I might want to talk to as well, because they seem friendly, but I'll stick around.
Right.
You're not on your own, okay?
I'll stand nearby. I don't want to think about it too much, because this is not the place to really act out an emotion right now. I do appreciate it though, Maeve. I do. It's a lot to take in, and I'll stay nearby.
Okay.
And as the pair of you walk back in?
Yeah.
Yeah. As you both walk back in, Yarrick returns back to his original position. As I would like a dance check from the people dancing, which I believe is Erhard and Shion, because I think Arcturus stepped to the side. Yeah, correct. Cool. So can I have performance? Oh, a 22? Let's go! Okay, cool.
I do it when it matters.
Yeah, well, you're with Sigbert now, right? And Sigbert, he seems to... you two get along and you have some sort of chemistry there, as the pair of you dance very expertly. So let me just make a note of this, because that was a good roll. So, and then Erhard as well. Yeah, you dance very superbly, and you're dancing with the Hobgoblin lady, I believe? Yes, you are, yeah.
And I guess while we do, I kind of chat, like just introducing myself and, you know, the usual.
Yeah. Not a problem. Sorry, I've just got to make a note of who did what for dancing. There you go. Cool. Yes. So as you all begin to dance and dance away as you do, eyes definitely are drawn towards Shion and Sigbert, and he seems to really relish in this and seems to be really enjoying himself. There's a constant like glint in his eyes as he dances with you, Shion, but it's not just for you. It seems to be like for everyone else watching. He seems to be almost, you know, like peacocking as much as he can during this dance to show off a little bit, like some of the moves that he's got and his masculinity on the dance floor, while also being a very good dancer.
Shion is exactly the same. She also dances like, hey, look at me now.
I didn't expect anything less.
No, exactly.
As the pair of you flare on the dance floor, and it's not that Erhard, your dance with the hobgoblin lady isn't as good. It's just that eyes are being drawn away from your direction while you're doing this dance, but you still get a few nods in your direction while you're dancing. So the pair of you begin flourishing on the dance floor, and as the dance starts to come to an end, Sigbert, while holding you as part of like the lean in as he leans and you lean back as part of the ballroom dance, he says to you,
Shion, what are you doing after the ball this evening?
I have no plans of...
Well, you do now. We're holding a, extra few drinks and meetings afterwards. Taft's allowed me to bring anyone I wish. Care to join me?
I would absolutely love to. I mean, I can't wait for you to introduce me to our gracious host and maybe have a little fun while we're at it.
I'm sure we will. This dance was splendid, but beginning to gain a thirst. You care to share a drink with me, or do you wish to continue to dance?
I could use a drink myself.
Very well. I'll get some ordered to our table if you wish to join us.
And he gestures towards the table where a few of the people have moved off and they're doing a few other things now. As, you see Finnegan still there with his head in his hands, and he starts leading you towards this table and takes a seat with his chums, per se. And as you do that, Erhard, the hobgoblin lady, says, "Well, that was splendid. I didn't quite catch your name, though. What was it?"
Yeah, I'm Erhard Weidestaff. I'm with the Iron Vortex.
Yes, the Iron Vortex. Aruis was talking about you earlier. I believe she really wishes to meet you.
Yeah,
Sorry, I should really introduce myself. I'm, name. I'm Cantor Vaughn. I'm Aruis's partner.
Partner?
Yes, she's my fiancée.
Oh, that's lovely.
Fiance, whichever one the female.
It's a lovely pair.
Yes, the pair of us got engaged last year, and hoping to tie the knot some point this year. Yeah. Would you mind if I introduced us?
No, would be
Come
my
with
pleasure.
Me. And she leads you over to Aruis, who is just having a few drinks at the side, and you see this Air Genasi with surprisingly is wearing a suit, a completely white suit with a jacket and trousers, and has these black and golden decal of like wind behind her. And as you walk up to her, she has long flowing hair, but her hair is constantly moving, kind of like that of a cloud, as her whole hair is like this whitish blue, which kind of just shifts just with the air around her. And as you walk on over, she's like, Erhard Whitestaff, I believe.
Yes, it is.
Perfect. I am Aruis Split Arrow. I am the head of relations and alliances with Arkenvale. I've been meaning to meet you now for quite some time. Gibblebottom told me of your exploits with Ashendale and the Ironwood, and he also told me that you accepted the request for Erentol.
Yes.
If you're here, I believe you may have already been.
Yes, we've passed by on our way up from Arkenvale. Yes.
And good news?
I would say yes. We've ventured into the sinkhole, and it seems like we've dealt with the
Laid out that is great news.
the problem.
Oh, that makes my heart grow. Erhard, that means people will be able to return to their homes. It means that Erentol will thrive once more, and it means that we'll be able to feed and aid those people once again. This is thank you. And she just goes in for a hug, and she like hugs you.
Sure.
And then she lets go. She's just like, I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right.
It's been going on for months now, and it needed to be dealt with, and we've sent so many people there, and they've just been unable to do so. Oh, I can't wait to hear of Hairbell's report.
Yeah,
it'll be splendid.
It was our great pleasure to help, or at least for me personally. I've been devastated at the destruction and the refugees and.
It's terrible,
Yes.
terrible thing. I just wish more people would be enthusiastic of, Gorelia's plans to house those that need housing. Maybe if we had enough houses, we could have kept those people in a better living circumstance for the time that they had. But luckily, because of your tremendous work and your groups, it brings me so much joy.
Yeah, it's I completely agree, but unfortunately, sometimes things like trade and commerce, they take a priority, and they have their uses and their needs.
I understand. If one town or city succumbs to an event, it doesn't mean the rest of the world has to stop and stand still. I totally understand. But look, I'm just pleased that someone out there is doing good. I've heard of your good deeds, but may I say, Ashendale? Knoll invasion? My word! And a devil behind it all? Sounds like
Yes.
something of a fairy tale.
It was fascinating to see all the things.
Have you heard the songs?
Songs.
Yes.
I'm a bit of a musician myself. I would love to hear the songs.
Well, Faddington Blair has recently arrived into Arkenvale, singing songs of your exploits and his heroic deeds of staving off the gnolls within the mineshaft. I hear that the taverns are flocking to his musical talent. Your name is mentioned, although he does name you all individually, not as a group.
Yeah, we only recently realized that with our exploits, we do need, or we needed, a group name, something to represent us and something to not end up with similar.
Well, make sure
slip-ups.
that you speak to Faddington next time you're in Arkenvale. He is singing up a storm in your name. He is telling tales of the time he spent venturing with you all and fighting side by side with you.
That's he was of a great help.
Yes, the one about how you sang to a hill giant to distract it from him, so that he was able to slay the creatures. What an excellent story!
Yes,
you distracted it. Hard wide staff.
I led it away. Let's say it that way. Yes.
It went something like Hard wide staff, the one that sang and made the giant laugh. It was the lines in his songs. I cannot recite all of them, but it's truly tremendous. The fact that your exploits are being sung, but you must tell him of your group name, because maybe he can incorporate it.
We'll be sure to catch up.
He truly does spin a tale well.
And all of it true, as it seems.
Well, if you're saying so.
He doesn't seem
such a small man able to slay a giant.
Well, it's sometimes also a group effort.
Well, I am almighty glad that I have met you here. And if you have done what is said to be done in Erentol, your reward is worth it. I will arrange for when you return to Arkenvale for a meeting with the council. I think all of you saving the lives of all of those people, you deserve to have some sort of acknowledgement within the upper sanctum.
Well, I hope that the council as well as the elections will stand in similar directions. As you've said, there's different interests for different candidates.
There certainly is, and that's the whole point of the election. It's spreading awareness of everyone's thoughts and ideas, and everyone's opinions and beliefs, and making sure that the public's word is heard. To make sure that the public can have an input and decide and a deciding factor into what will make Arkenvale great.
And
it's truly a wonderful time.
I I'm very impressed to hear that, well, people like you are in charge of forming alliances and
Yes,
keeping the relation.
It's making sure that Arantis is a whole. We fight as one. We are one. It is not just Arkenvale, it's the whole of Arantis. It's why I'm here. My hopes are to maybe convince Taff that we can join and use our forces for better rather than independently.
Well,
but anyway,
let's hope it can go
I won't
well.
take much more of your time. Hardwired staff, it was a pleasure. Please, my condolences to all of your friends. It was truly a pleasure to meet one of the Iron Vortex.
Well, it was a great pleasure to finally meet who essentially asked Mr. Gibblebottom to approach us and to tell us about the needs of the city.
I really am. I really am grateful to have met you. But please continue to dance, drink, whatever you're doing. I won't keep you much longer. And she bows a little, and then you just hear her and the hobgoblin woman like chatting, and she's like, "You danced with her hard as well. It's truly a joyous occasion." And you just hear that as you stand there for a little longer. Arcturus, what are you up to? And then something else will happen.
Do I see the conversation with Erhard and him being praised and such?
Yeah, you can just see this, like, you're just watching this happen before you.
I am watching that with the biggest grin on my face, without knowing what's happening. Other than that, I think I'll just watch the party and do nothing at this
Not a
point.
problem.
Yeah.
Well, at that, as Andros and Maeve walk in, and Shion sits down with names with Sigma. Thank you. There's like a million people here. Sigma and you two are just stood just off from the dance floor. You do see Taff return. He walks back out and he locks eyes with Yarok, who steps back down from there, walking over to him. And you see Taff approach Yusuf's table. And he doesn't sit with him. He stands beside him. And you see Yarok stood beside Taff as Lena starts walking back over towards the steps and the throne. And you see, most of you see this, I would say probably Andros and Maeve don't, but you do see darting through the, dodging through the crowd of people, Eliash walks up towards Lena as she's caught her alone for a moment. And as this is happening, as you two walk in, Maeve and Andros, you will hear this as you pass Yusuf's table. Let me just grab my notes. Drama. You hear... Yeah, you hear Taff talking to Yusuf. And you can just hear Taff going, "Well, Yusuf, it's been an awful long time. How have you been? What have you been up to?" And Yusuf replies, I have been helping my nephew with his gemstone shop as his father died for the past few years now. Ah, yes. And how are the wife and children? I hear they've settled into Arkenvale quite nice. Interesting place to take your wife and kids, is it not? Well, she wanted to see more of the city. And I think the education in the city would be better for my children. Yes, it's all lovely that you've nestled in there. How's that little shop of yours doing? Are you running the place well? Is it open yet? I'm running the shop for my nephew, yes, the Featherstones, jewels and trinkets. It's all lovely, isn't it? Moving to the capital with your precious little family and your children. Be a shame if something were to happen to them, wouldn't it? It's a good thing, though, that you've moved to the capital, behind those big walls, making sure that they're all safe. And you can see there is just this smug look on Taff's face as he says this. And I would say, I'd say Shion, you'd spot this as well. Shion, Maeve, and Andros, you can just see Yusuf has gone like full white knuckle. Like he is clenching his fist the tightest he's ever clenched it. And Yarrick is just staring at Yusuf, waiting for him to make a move. And then Taff goes, well, anyway, Yusuf, I'd rather not waste my time on you. I'll go speak with somebody else. And he turns and walks towards the dance floor.
Before even Yarg walks up, Andros will walk up to Yusuf with his drink in his hand, go, hey, sir, hope you're having a good one. Here's a drink you wanted. And he'll just kind of give Yarg a very smug look as he places the drink down near Yusuf. And he'll kind of just stand tall next to Yusuf.
Yarrick looks up at you because you are taller, and he gives you the shittiest look you've received in a while. And he just flares his nostrils a second, and then he walks back following Taff as the pair of them head towards the dance floor. Yusuf, you can see, is like clutching like a drink so hard right now that if he holds it any tighter, it could break. And you can just see that he's real angry. But he seems to have kept his cool and not reacted. And then you just hear a sigh. Thanks.
Of course, you've helped us quite a bit. If they come to bother you again, just look for one of us. I'm sure any of us would defend you, or at least stand near you. I just want to make sure you didn't do anything out of line.
I believe he's trying to make me act upon his words. He wishes for me to make the first move.
I understand how that feels. Trust me, I've been there in that situation. Just take a deep breath.
I'm gonna go to the bar. And
Yeah.
he steps up, and you can see now as the hand relaxes, it is just pure white where he was like on his knuckles, where he was like ready just to lash out. And Yusuf slowly starts walking around the edge of the
Before he walks off, I'll still try to hand him my drink, see if he wants any drink to take with him, because Andros won't drink.
He's okay.
Yeah.
You get the impression he wants to be away from people.
Yeah.
And the bar seems quiet.
And I'll return back to Maeve for she continues to walk.
Yeah. And yeah, what is everyone doing? Where are people planning on going next? As you all you see Shion sat drinking with Sigbert, the pair of you two. Arcturus, you're not too far from this as well, while Erhard is currently in the middle of the dance floor. You do see, I would say everyone does notice, the Silver Strings is starting to pack their instruments up, as they seem to be coming off of the stage, and someone else is coming on for the next dance. As they do seem to return to a table.
Maeve, before we head over there, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course.
I noticed you, it's weird, but I was standing off to the side, and when did you learn to dance like that?
I didn't really. I remember watching people dance when I was very little, but I never really did dance. Did you ever?
No, I was gonna ask you to teach me sometime, because you killed it. You were actually doing really, really well out there. I was surprised.
I mean, I was. It was like an out-of-body experience, nearly.
Yeah.
I honestly, came... But then halfway through, I got a little bit nervous, and it didn't go as well. It's like a hit-or-miss kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, if you wouldn't mind, I would like to reserve, maybe a dance or something later on to maybe see if I can learn a few, because you seem to really know what you're doing, and I have no idea how to dance whatsoever.
Right, well, before anything else kicks off, because I feel the tension's a little high.
Yeah.
Why don't we grab the next song?
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
Great. And she kind of, I would say, I kind of look up at Andros, and I'm kind of like in my head trying to picture how this is gonna go with a very tall.
Yep.
Yeah, and I just
Yeah.
yeah.
Andros will take the lead and lead her onto the dance floor. Trying to,
Is
you
there
know.
has anyone come onto the stage at this point yet?
Yeah, so over here, these two, the air genassis, both have guitars, and they start playing a more, it's not as ballroom-esque now, it seems to be becoming a little bit more laxed as the night's gone on, because a few hours have passed, like, it's getting to, like, I'd say about 8 p.m.-ish at this point. As hours and hours have passed of you guys dancing, it seems a lot more relaxed, and the dancing isn't as serious as, like, a ballroom now. So more and more people are getting up to dance. You see the Mariettes, Gustavo and Talana, they get up, they start dancing. You do see Nastasia start dancing with her daughter near Taff. Taff gets a flock of people around him, and they all start just dancing. Yarrick doesn't dance, but he just stands, like, ready at all times, just beside Taff. Samir is dancing with some random woman. He's having a great time boogieing now. You can see Erhard's kind of been, like, pushed into the crowd as well as they're all dancing around. Beratash, the tiefling man, is now dancing with a tabaxi woman and just, like, dancing with her. But you can still see by the stage Eliash and Lena having words. And you see Lena go to walk away, and Eliash, like, grabs her arm. And you just see Eliash put her face right into, like, her ear, and you see her say something to her. And then she lets go, and Eliash just walks back into the dance floor. And Lena stands there for a moment, watching Eliash walk away. So there's clearly something been said there. And yeah. So Andros and Maeve are going to dance.
Sure, yeah.
Yep. Shion, are you still having drinks with Sigbert?
For now, but I do intend to go to the dance floor again afterwards. But for now, yes, I still have some, questions, I guess.
Yeah. Erhard, are you dancing, or are you gonna go try and speak to someone? What are you after?
Well, I did wanna dance, but you move people, so it's a bit hard now.
The pieces are all moving.
Yes. I guess I would. I guess I could. Could I ask the what do you call that? Mrs. Scorchstone? I think you said was her name.
The Fire Genasi
yes.
Novus?
Yes.
Yeah, you want to dance with her again? Yeah. She will delightfully accept your request to dance because you danced so well with her before. Yeah, more than happy to dance with you. Yeah, Eloise rejoins. Lena goes back up top.
And I guess as I do, maybe I know gesture to Arcturus to come closer, because I think they might have a good conversation too.
Okay, so Arcturus, you see this gesturing, like, come on, come join in. What are you doing, Arcturus?
I'm hesitant because I'm trying to spot Eliash in the mass. But obviously she's on the other side, so I can't see her. Did I see the argument?
From where you were, you would have seen them talking, but that you wouldn't have seen the hand grabbing. The only people that would have seen that were the people much closer.
Knowing that I'm not able to do anything at this point, I'll walk over to Erhard and I'll start joining the party.
Okay, so everyone that's dancing, can I have a performance check, please? As you all start boogieing in the middle. Boogie, boogie. Oh, okay. So Arcturus starts to bust a move, may I say. He's now that the ballroom stuff's out of the way, this is more his jam, and Arcturus just starts to really, like, he goes for it. The crowd love it. There's a few claps here and there. A few people definitely.
I'd imagine he's doing the what's that movie called? what's it called?
White
the guy with the
chicks?
glasses? No, that does like that weird dance on the stage by himself.
The worm?
The snake,
Yeah.
the worm, yeah.
Like the robot.
Yeah, he's just doing the robot. He's just having a great time as you you join in. Andros and Maeve, there are difficulties because one is very short, one is very tall. It's Andros, you like go to like twirl her at one point, but it's a little too strong, and Maeve just goes like flying a little further than expected. Bumps into Samir, and he's like, "Ah!" Like it's like he like grabs her. It's like, be careful. Like he like throws you Maeve back towards Andros, and yeah, it's very awkward. Like Andros, you like almost tread on a foot, but you're like careful, and yeah, it just doesn't seem to work very well.
Sorry.
Whereas Ahad, you perform and dance very wonderfully, and you're not on the same level as Arcturus as he's busting a move, but you're having a good time.
And I guess since I gestured him over and stuff, I kind of do like introductions and
Yep.
kind of also like actually mention to her that this is my good friend Arcturus. He actually does what you say you're doing too. Like he's mixing technology and arcane.
Right.
I think he would be a good talking partner later.
Well, yes, by all means. It'd be a pleasure. And yeah, she starts to talk to you about the technology that she's creating of the airship and Novus, and how they're trying to fuse technology with magic. And yeah, she just starts to explain a few of the things while just dancing alongside you.
I'm going to give her like have that conversation where you try to give somebody pointers of where to think of. Just from a scientific way, just to help her. I don't have any gain with her or something. I'm just not talking on a scientific level.
Yeah, more like small talk, but sciencey small talk. Yeah, and she just starts telling you the difficulties of trying to make an entire ship fly. And you, at this point, you're probably like, yeah, that would be quite challenging because the ship's pretty big, they're pretty heavy. But have you thought of maybe using this sort of thing? And yeah, and you just back and forth conversations, and there seems to be some sort of rapport between the two of you as that goes on. Shion, as you're sat with Sigbert, he's just general idle chit chat. There's a few stories back and forth of monsters that they've slain that the three of the men are talking about. Eloise is very quiet and just sat there, kind of like to herself. But yeah, they're all just talking about war stories and things that they've done. And every now and then they'll be like, well, you're knocking about with this iron vortex lot, I believe. Tell me, what's the biggest thing you've slain?
Oh, you mean before or after I met the Iron Vortex?
What's the biggest thing?
Well, we've dealt with some hags, but I suppose that's not really a big thing.
Well, I think in relative terms, a hag is more scarier than a bear, let's say.
Yes, well, there was also obviously this sinkhole.
You fought a sinkhole?
Well, yes, the mud was crazy, but that's not. I mean, there were things in the sinkhole. Naturally,
You mean Erentol?
I do mean Erentol. Yes.
My! You ventured into Erentol.
Yes, and the creatures that lived in there, they made my dress dirty, but we got them.
I was going to say, a lady such of your stature should not be climbing around in caverns and caves, should they?
No, but I think you'll find lots of surprises about ladies such as myself.
Well, I've never met a Querenesian woman myself, apart from you, of course, so many things interest me.
Like what?
We'll save this conversation for perhaps later, shall we?
Very well. I see where you're going with this. And I sort of, there's like a twinkle in my eye.
Yeah, and he says, as he looks at you, and he's just like, when when the ball begins to thin out a little and a few people begin to leave, stay near me. Otherwise, you'll be escorted out as well. If you're nearby, I'll make sure to tell them that you'll be joining me.
Will do.
Very
And
well.
with that said, I'm gonna take my leave, take a bow, and I'm gonna sort of slowly walk towards the dance floor.
As
again.
you get up, he does take your hand and he kisses the hand, and then he lets you go. And then begins chatting amongst his friends as you walk on over to the dance floor. And everyone seems to be partying. Kingsley Taft seems to now be joining in with the revelries. And there is like a flock of people around him dancing. One certain person, anyone in the dance floor, which I'd now say is all of you because you're all in there, you do see Nastasia a little too close to Taff. You see her husband sat at the table with his head in his hands. He seems upset, and she seems to be having a whale of a time on the dance floor with her daughter. But as that is happening and more people begin to dance and things begin to play out, I think that's probably a good time to end tonight's session as things begin to evolve as the night goes on. And I'd say at this point it's getting to like 9 p.m, 10 p.m. into the night. You've probably got a few more hours left before the ball is officially over. As the night begins to move on. So guys, that is where we will end it for today. And we will be back next week for some more ball shenanigans, and hopefully you'll find out some more information and maybe what avenues you wish to take afterwards. So guys, Tim, why don't you tell the good people where they can find you?
Oh, I will tell the good people and the bad people. But guys, you can find me at the Team Logic NL channel, where we are variety streaming a lot of different games, streaming from Saturday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and obviously Friday here on this channel. So make sure to catch us whenever we're live for fun and games. Thank you so much for watching today.
Awesome. And below the Tech Wizard, we have Mr. Socials.
Hello, everybody. I'm Eagle. You can find me over the Eagle Outlaw, where we do Pokemon and other crazy things. I will be taking a pretty long break soon, as I am gone for 3-ish weeks. But I'll hopefully be back here next Friday. I'm hoping to be here next Friday. I do have it planned, and we'll see. We'll see how it happens.
Awesome. And below Mr. Socials, we have Miss Socials.
Yes, I am actually also taking a break. Not that long though. I'm taking like a week. So, but yeah, I'll be live probably on Saturday, a week from now, and starting a new Zelda game, Majora's Mask, and a bunch of other new things coming up. So you can check me out there. And also, don't forget to social those follows, all the socials, the Twitter, the Instagram, the YouTubes. We have a Discord. Reach out to us. We like that. Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Goods. And to the other side of the room, Mr. Vods himself. Take it away.
I'm Agent Zeb. I play Art, and over on my channel, I do stream once in a while. I will get back to that soonish, I hope. Usually my schedule now is Sundays and Mondays, because those are my days off at work. And we'll try get back into more Going Medieval, which is gonna get an update at some point, which is great. Sounds very exciting. But also things like Triangle Strategy and Crusader Kings and all the RPG strategies and different variety content.
Awesome. And above Mr. Vods, we have the Lawkeeper slash recapper slash
Queen of Quirin.
Yeah.
I mean, I am. If my father has his way, I will be Queen of Chartuza one day. Now, anyway, my name is Lan. I play Shion, and I stream on Wednesday. So if you like me watching or Wait, if you like to watch me failing Nuzlocks, then come check me out on Wednesdays, in the Wednesday mornings, and we have a lot of fun. It's great. So.
Awesome. And finally, there is me, the Onion Soup, where I do oniony and soupy things on the channel. We play a lot of Pokemon, we do some variety on Sundays, and then obviously we're here on a Friday. But next week's an extra special week, because next Wednesday, we're doing a birthday stream, because I turn 29 years of age, and it's normally my stream day, so we're going to be doing a birthday stream. So that should be a lot of fun. I haven't quite yet... probably. I'll do something stupid. It's me, let's be real.
Wear the onion!
I could wear the onion outfit.
The onion outfit.
Maybe I'm making a redeem for the day or something. I don't know. We'll
Yes.
see. We'll have fun with it. But
You
yeah,
know you're gonna get that, right? So you just
we all
wear
have-
it. And
yeah.
We all have
We'll-
tons
we'll-
of channel points on your
Yeah,
channel.
I know. We'll do some sort of redeem for it, and yeah, we'll get it so that I wear the onion outfit, and I'll just do some other stupid things. I'm probably going to do an extra longer stream because I got the day off, so I'm off from work. So I'll probably be starting around midday, going till about 5 o'clock. So we'll do like a 5-6 hour stream-ish thing. I haven't decided exactly what we're doing, but it's probably going to be a bit of Pokemon, a bit of community if there's enough people, that sort of thing. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it is a daytime stream, so I understand people can't make it. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it, I think. Don't forget the YouTubes. If you're not already subscribed on our YouTube channel, but you watch this content and love it, please do just drop us a little sub. Even if you don't watch it, it'd mean the world to us. And yeah, if you've joined in late and you're like, oh no, how do I get to rewatch this? Go to YouTube, because the VOD will be up roughly on Wednesday or Thursday. That's where it normally is.
Wednesday evenings.
Yeah, normally Wednesday evenings, or yeah, that sort of time. So do jump on over to there so you can see the VOD. And the recap, as long as I post it on the correct day, should go up on a Wednesday or Thursday as well. It's usually my fault. I'm like, I've done it, and then I haven't done it, and I'm like, crap. So yeah, so it normally goes up on a Thursday. So yeah, awesome. Cool. Raid?
Raid.
Not Raid Shadow Legends. Raid?
Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow.
Yeah, are
Feel free
we
to sponsor
are we
us.
raiding out? Who are we raiding? Who have we got today?
Well, this raid comes from the one and only Smitty Jane. So
Ooh.
These people, I have no idea who they are, but usually around the same time when we're alive and we're ending, it's always the same people. This is a group I haven't seen, and
Awesome.
they are called. I don't know what they're doing because obviously I pulled it up muted, but
Mhm.
they're called. Hang on, let me pull it back up. Fumble folks.
Humble?
Fumble.
Fumble.
Fumble folks.
Fumble. That's such a tongue twister. Fumble.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
Oh,
humble
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah.
it's,
Okay. Cool.
I don't know what we're going into, but we'll see.
Hey, let's go
Looks
and
like-
share some love. Make sure to copy the raid message when we go on in. Post it in there. Let them know where we come from. And yeah, let's go and say hello. But yeah, guys, D&D next week. I wonder what more information they'll find. What will happen to the adventurers? Find out next time on Natural Havoc.
Not Dragon Ball Z.
Yes. Take care. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.
Bye bye.